Yes. Hey. I don't know why I'm not getting notices, but look, it says 80% Americans think Donald Trump started this war to divert the focus of the Epstein files. I believe that. I believe he had to, well, he should have fired not only Christina, but hopefully, hey Janet, hopefully he get, shit, can he get himself out the office? Bonding, Cash Patel. I mean, this is the crooked crew. I mean, it is like every last one of them crooked. And Congress too. Oh my God, I just saw something about Congress. They had a vote. Do I need to go there? Hold on. 365, I think it said, that voted against. Hold on, let me find it. The congressional cover-up of sex crimes. I said, Lord, nobody want to be held accountable, do they? No. But I'm going to get to Kristi being fired. You're fired. You're fired. This one right here. I said, Lord, when will we ever get justice? What is going on with all this corruption? 357 to 65 to block release of congressional sexual misconduct. Why? Why? Why we gotta block? Huh? Why? Y'all that dirty? Y'all getting down like that? I'm sorry, the 365 members of Congress did not want them to be held accountable for misconduct. Yeah, he just used a lot of them. That was that other one with the one with the gray streak. I can't think of her name. Tootsie Roll. Ah, he using her too, ain't he? He using her too. Let me get to what's going on in the house. Then I'm gonna get to Candace, Owens, and those Romanian. You know, the other day I fell asleep. You're fired. He said, shh, now keep the secret. Don't release none of our little secrets. You know, you see, I thought that, that in the airplane, coochie, noochie, was just between me and you. Hi, Tyler. What do you mean, please call? You know, I thought that was between me and you. I ain't know you was gonna be out here giving up the coochie, oochie, woochie, woo, you know, to every secretary, every whoever. Yeah. And they pulled, you was crazy enough to sit there and answer all them questions. I miss Cynthia. Did I miss Cynthia? Hey, Cynthia, I missed you, child. I'm sorry. Yeah, I ain't know you was giving up them cookies like that, hot and ass. Yeah, you gotta go. She showed up. He's talking about, shh. Trump just fired Homeland Security Secretary Kristi. Noem. She better tell it. I don't know why y'all being loyal to somebody who gonna throw y'all up under the bus, but I can't wait. I hope I come back tonight. I've been dreading it. But the other day, I'ma hold my mule. The other day, I don't know if I said it out loud or if I said it to myself, about them bombing other military bases. Bombing over the military bases. We got to stay woke to that. We got to stay woke to that. Dang it, I want to tell y'all now, though. Ooh, I want to tell y'all now. But hold on. Let's see what I got with Kristi Noem. Noem. What did I not say? Noem. You got to go. Her.
Just think about the
Let's
fun
go.
things you do online. Diving into movies you love.
I don't know
Shopping.
what she thought. She done got busted.
Of the day because Donald Trump decided nobody gets any time off, except of course for Kristi Noem. Kristi Noem has officially been fired.
You're fired.
By Donald Trump.
Now you know he hate firing them boo things. I'm telling you, did he know about that affair? Is he the only one that can have an affair? Hold on, y'all. Like, trying to get this thing up high. Let's go.
As the Secretary of the Department of Homeland Security. He made the announcement, as he always does, on Truth Social, saying this. I am pleased to announce that the highly respected United States Senator from the great state of Oklahoma, Mark Wayne Mullen, will become the United States Secretary of Homeland Security effective March 31st, 2026. The current Secretary, Kristi Noem, who has served us well and has had numerous and spectacular results, especially on the border, will be moving to be special envoy for the Shield of the Americas, our new security initiative in the Western Hemisphere we are announcing on Saturday in Doral, Florida. I thank Kristi for her service at Homeland.
Oh, hold on. Let's get to her speaking.
So she's fired. And you're giving her a different job that's brand new that you're creating called the Shield.
Oh, now you talking about God. Hold on. Let's hear her talk. Her cheating ass.
That God will have his hand on you and your families and continue to bless you as you do your work. Listen,
Apparently, Kristi Noem is speaking in an event. Right now. I'll try and figure out what that event is, but let's listen in.
just thank you for that and know that we pray for you, that God will have his hand on you and your families and continue to bless you as you do your work. Listen, I'd like to thank everybody who's hosted me today. I know we've got a host of leaders that are here. We just met with Vince backstage a little bit and talked to him a little bit. Tony obviously has been very helpful. Michael, who's from the New York State Chief of Department, Mark Ross, Craig Miller. We've got Craig Lally as well, and then the Chicago Fraternal Order of Police Recording Secretary Rob is here, and then Rochester Police Locust Club President Jeff is with us as well. But would you give all of those individuals who stepped up into a leadership position a round of applause for what they do to bring everybody together?
It shouldn't have taken this long. Shouldn't have had to lose
in his State
lives.
of the Union address just last week, President Trump reminded us of what it is every American's duty to do, and that is to serve the American people. That's what the government is to do, those elected officials and those that step up into public service, is to fulfill our duty to protect American citizens, that they should come first under our Constitution and our laws, and they should be prioritized, and especially over other people who are from other countries. The Constitution demands that we treat our citizens that way, and the men and women who serve at the Department of Homeland Security, they understand the importance of that, and we also understand the importance of all of our law enforcement officers.
You ain't talking about nothing. Are you going to talk about being fired?
You know, President Trump has been working hard to make sure that he's delivering on what he promised.
We don't want to hear your lies. We want to hear about you getting, you're fired.
Breaking news into CNN. Kristi Noem is out as the Secretary of the Department of Homeland Security. We have a team of reporters on this. Let's start with Kristen Holmes at the White House. Kristen, it was...
She what?
Breaking news into CNN. Kristi Noem is out as the Secretary of the Department of Homeland Security. We have a team of reporters on this. Let's start with Kristen Holmes at the White House. Kristen, it was, what, like 10 minutes ago that you were reporting that her job was in jeopardy, and now it's official.
Yep, President Trump has announced that
what, like 10 minutes ago that you were reporting that her job was in jeopardy, and now it's official.
Yep, President Trump has announced that he has fired the Department of Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem. This is the first cabinet position that he has fired during his second term. Of course, the only other high-profile ouster we've had like this was when Mike Waltz served as the head of the National Security Council. He was the National Security Advisor. So President Trump just posted this on Truth Social. He said, "I am pleased to announce that the highly respected United States Senator from the great state of Oklahoma, Mark Wayne Mullen, will become the United States Secretary of Homeland Security effective March 31st, 2026. And Boris, just so you know, this is one of the names that we had heard he was floating in these conversations he was having with lawmakers on Capitol Hill. The current Secretary, Kristi Noem, who has served us well and has had numerous and spectacular results, especially on the border, will be moving to be Special Envoy for the Shield of the Americas, our new security initiative in the Western Hemisphere. We are announcing on Saturday in Doral, Florida. I thank Kristi for her service at Homeland." Again, this is a huge deal, Boris. This is the first time he is firing a cabinet member. He has been incredibly reluctant this term to fire, to shuffle any of his staff, any of his officials, because of the perception of his first term when he was in office, that it was a revolving door. However, as we reported, we were told that the catalyst for this was essentially this appearance that she made, this hearing in front of the Senate
And she tried to throw him up under the bus.
She claimed President Trump had signed off on a $200 million ad campaign that featured her
stealing
asking
ass.
Illegal immigrants to self-deport. President Trump has now said publicly he didn't do that. And of course, all of this is amid the fallout that we saw from Minnesota, from Minneapolis. And there had been pushback on the Hill and from many of President Trump's allies that Kristi Noem was not the right person for the job. But many of them had been careful to walk a very thin line, not getting too far out there. But clearly, we are told now that this hearing put Trump over the edge in terms of his anger factor. Now he has fired Noem, replacing her, with this Oklahoma senator.
All right, Kristen, this is huge news as we are getting this, that Trump is replacing Kristi Noem as DHS Secretary and moving her to a special envoy position, which is certainly a demotion and something that is meant to give her a little cover as she is getting ousted here. Kristen, thank you so much. If you could stand by for us there at the White House. Let's go to Priscilla Alvarez, who has been tracking this for us. What are you learning?
Finally breaking my fast.
Yeah, please come in, hitting the like button.
That is a good alternative because it's basically.
Well, I have been hearing from Homeland Security officials who are stunned. Of course, they had been talking amongst themselves over the last several weeks and months, anticipating that the secretary may be out soon, given a series of missteps that they perceived she had done over the last several weeks. And one of those in particular, or many of those in particular, are stemmed in what happened in Minneapolis. Recall, of course, that surge of federal agents for that immigration enforcement operation where 2 U.S. citizens were fatally shot by federal agents. And it was the secretary who came out in that immediate aftermath
said he was a terrorist.
Domestic terrorist, something that she was grilled on during the congressional hearings this week, but that also shocked Homeland Security officials that she would so quickly draw conclusions over such incidents. And recall, too, that President Trump, in the aftermath of those shootings, had dispatched White House border czar Tom Homan to try to resolve the issues on the ground. It was the most high-profile rebuke over the course of the last year of the secretary and the way that she was managing the department and the immigration enforcement. Had dispatched White House border czar Tom Homan to try to resolve the issues on the ground. It was the most high-profile rebuke over the course of the last year of the secretary and the way that she was managing the department and the immigration enforcement mission. Now, of course, the White House said at the time that she was in lockstep with Tom Homan, but it was also clear internally that there had been long simmering tensions there. So all of this to say that it had been building over some time now, what was happening in the department, the management of the department between her and her chief advisor, Corey Lewandowski, who was serving as a special government employee. There had been multiple concerns from within the department about the way that she was handling things, even most recently when she said that she was suspending TSA PreCheck, and then the department had to reverse that within hours. This has been just a shock.
Suspending
for handling things. Even most recently,
David.
she said that she was suspending
TSA pre-check, and then the department had to reverse that within hours. So this has been just a shock for a lot of Homeland Security. TSA pre-check, and then the department had to reverse that within hours. So this has been just a shock for a lot of Homeland Security officials who, even though they thought the writing was on the wall with her leaving at some point, the fact that it has happened now in the wake of these hearings just has them all scrambling.
Priscilla Alvarez, please stand by. Let's go to Manu Raju, who's live on Capitol Hill. Manu, I promised that at some point I would ask you about the situation with Kristi Noem and these hearings. Clearly, they were disastrous.
Yeah, and no question about it. And there have been a lack of support for Kristi Noem throughout, and a growing number of Republicans expressing frustration, concern, and actually, frankly, not even saying if they would support her continuing in the job. And no doubt that echoed at the White House, and President Trump clearly had some of those similar concerns as well. But I want you to listen to what some of the Republicans told me just in the last day about whether they would continue supporting Kristi Noem staying in that job.
We've got great news for seniors. The Social Security Administration has made a small, finally.
Do you have confidence in Secretary Noem?
Time will tell.
Would you vote for her?
Time will tell. Look at her.
Do you have confidence in her?
I'm not going to answer that. That's not my decision.
But you voted to confirm her.
That's not my decision.
So they didn't have confidence in her?
I want to be a team player.
Oh, no, they wasn't feeling that no way.
I want to secure the border. And I want to enforce
a team player.
But I'm tired of trying to explain behavior that is inexplicable to me.
If you had a chance to vote for her again, would you?
I'm not going to answer that, Manu. You can try 1,000 times, mate. Lots of luck. Explicable to me.
If you had a chance to vote for her again, would you?
I'm not going to answer that.
You shaking your head no. You do know you shaking your head no, right?
Lots of luck to you.
By the way, Mullen almost certainly would get the support of a majority of United States senators to be confirmed as the next Secretary of Homeland Security. The Senate tends to look favorably upon its own. He has served in this body for 3 years. He's a former House member for about 10 years. He's a former mixed martial arts fighter as well. And he's also been a staunch defender of President Trump's agenda. It is unclear exactly when it was informed to Mullen that he would be Donald Trump's pick, because he did speak to reporters at about 12:30 this afternoon. He was asked about these rumors about Trump floating his name as replacement. At that point, he said he had not spoken to Trump all week. And then he was holed up in the number 2 Senate Republican's office, John Barrasso. He was not seen for some time. He left the Capitol without commenting, perhaps taking a call from the president at that point. So a surprise to many here, and maybe even to Senator Mullen. Guys. Some fascinating color as Mullen leaves Capitol Hill, potentially taking a call from the president, refusing to comment about Trump considering him for DHS Secretary, and just moments ago, Trump confirming that the new DHS Secretary is Senator Mark Wayne Mullen of Oklahoma. In our national lead, Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem is back on Capitol Hill today, facing bipartisan criticism for her job performance. Yesterday from senators, today from House lawmakers, both often focusing on the aggressive, many would say overly aggressive, immigration crackdown in Minnesota and elsewhere. One Republican senator giving her a particularly harsh assessment.
Madam Secretary, you are back.
What we've seen is a disaster. Under your leadership, Ms. Noem, we're beginning to get the American people to think that deporting people is wrong. It's the exact opposite. The way you're going about deporting them is wrong. I read your book last week. And honestly, some of the parts of it impressed me, but some of it distresses me. And I'll give you a good example of one that does. The passage where you talk about killing a dog that was 14 months old. You decided to kill that dog because you had not invested the appropriate time in training, and then you have the audacity.
Oh, so she was bragging about unaliving a... Oh. So something is wrong with her. Oh, okay. She couldn't even train a dog, so she just took the dog out.
I read your book last week. And honestly, some of the parts of it impressed me, but some of it distresses me. And I'll give you a good example of one that does. The passage where you talked about killing a dog that was 14 months old. You decided to kill that dog because you had not invested the appropriate time in training, and then you have the audacity to go into a book and say it's a leadership lesson about tough choices.
And North Carolina Senator Tom Tillis
Thank you,
joins me
Janet.
now live in studio. Senator, let me ask you, why bring up the story of her killing Cricket? I mean, I thought it was a bizarre story too, but like, you think it's actually relevant?
I think it's relevant because if you read and I would recommend people do it. I bought the book, I got the audio book, I read it for the committee prep, but she tries to suggest that a 14-month-old dog that's only halfway through what most people who train dogs, particularly for hunting purposes, is necessary to have that dog be reliable. So she gets angry at a dog that she puts into service long before it should, and then goes and kills it in the backyard. And before that dog is dead, she made a bad decision there. She fielded it too soon without training. Then she goes back to the farm, grabs a family goat, and shoots it because it made her mad. That is not. What? That's a thought process. So look, there, she fielded it too soon without, and before that dog is dead, she made a bad decision there. She fielded it too soon without training. Then she goes back to the farm, grabs a family goat, and shoots it because it made her mad. That is not.
Oh, so she's just a killer.
That's a thought process. So look,
killer. Psycho.
The fact that she acted precipitously on limited information, not really understanding that she had put something into a situation it was not ready for, felt a lot like some of the decision making that was done in Minneapolis.
Like calling Renee Groden
impulsive
to domestic terrorists.
Immediately jump into that. So she was rationalizing killing a dog behavior because it didn't perform properly, but she was wrong. She could have had that dog perform properly. Her then rationalizing that these were terrorists was the expedient. It was the easy way out. I want leaders behind President Trump that do the hard work so that they're preserving the Republican majorities in Congress.
LB High, she could have rehomed.
Well, one of the interesting things
Absolutely.
about the Preddy and Good situations is that she immediately came out and said things that were false.
And then bragged about it. Did she record it?
No credit. And look, the reason why I asked her who Tom Holman reports to, because I knew the answer. And she said he reports to the president.
Right.
If there is no better example of a vote of no confidence as somebody who was in front when the
she made very bad judgments.
No credit. And look, the reason why I asked her who Tom Holman reports to, because I knew the answer. And
with no accountability.
He reports to the president.
Right.
If there is no better example of a vote of no confidence as somebody who was in front when the Preddy incident occurred, and now she, who is the head of Homeland Security, is replaced
she
by
was
somebody
probably mad at her lover.
Who doesn't actually work for the Secretary
she
of
had a
Homeland
lover.
Security.
She was
That's
trying to get on them
in my
planes.
opinion, by the president.
So your Republican colleague, Senator Kennedy, was also
she wasn't
critical.
elected
He was
at
here
that time,
earlier,
I don't think.
And he was specifically
But yeah, she
critical
had
about
men
a
problems.
multi-billion-dollar ad campaign that DHS ran. And the secretary told him it had been a competitive bid process for the contractors who produced it.
It's going good. How about you?
The ad campaign. Democratic Senator Joe Neguse questioned her about the contractor that made these ads, Safe America Media, today. Take a listen.
Burning, tingling, numb, aging feet. This new 3-in-1 massager targets
I'm
all
about
the
to give me something to munch
Where's Safe
on.
America Media?
So I won't be mad.
I don't know either, Madam Secretary. We can't find it. We can't find a website. The company is America Media headquartered.
I don't know.
Where's Safe America Media headquartered?
I don't know.
I don't know either, Madam Secretary. We can't find it. We can't find a website.
Because it's her
registered
business.
to a political operative in Virginia. Do you know, just by way of example, whether this company that received $143 million in taxpayer dollars, has it ever done work for the government before?
I don't know. I can't.
The answer is it has not. And do you know why we know that? Because it was incorporated 8 days.
8 days.
8 days before this contract.
So it's your friend.
You want the American
a family member.
That this is all above board?
And we should know one of the other reasons why
we know what that is.
One of the subcontractors.
For this contract.
That was you milking the system.
I don't know. I can't.
The answer is it has not. And do you know why we know that? Because it was incorporated 8 received $143 million in taxpayer dollars. Has it ever done work for the government before?
I don't know. I can't.
The answer is it has not. And do you know why we know that? Because it was incorporated 8 days.
Why you didn't do your research?
Before this contract went out. You want the American people to believe that this is all above board?
Hi, Keith.
And we should
Hey,
know
Joe.
one of the other reasons why people were so suspicious of this is one of
Thank
the
you, Max to the
subcontractors
Boogie.
affiliated with that contract.
Max,
is a company run by the
Thank you
husband
for the
of
makeup
her
brushes
former spokeswoman, Tricia McLaughlin. What do you
and the
make of all
floating
this?
heart.
Well, look, I mean, let's also, I was sitting right next to John.
She
when he was
done
asking the
set this
questions,
bogus
and
ass
I don't think-
company up
The answer,
for her and her
do you
family
know
and friends or
American
whoever
Media headquartered.
I don't know.
to fraudulently steal this money for a contract. You got a whole bed. You know, pull up. No, it wasn't no pull up bed. You had a whole get down on it bed on the airplane with your LOVER. You done gave this bogus contract for millions of dollars to your people so that y'all can split the money. Yeah, steal from the taxpayers. Want to unalive us at your convenience. Make them terrorists
American Media
at your
headquarters.
convenience.
I
You're a
don't know.
fraud.
I don't know either, Madam Secretary. We can't find it. We can't find a website. The company is registered to a political operative in Virginia. Do you know?
She had a
just by way
flying.
of example,
She had a flying
whether this
hotel.
company that received $143 million in taxpayer dollars, has it ever done work for the government before?
I don't know. I can't.
The answer,
Monty. Yeah, this freakazoid right here. She said, "Shit, can't nobody stop us in the air." You know, that's an ultimate fantasy. Up, up, and away. Yeah, she laying all up. She lost her little binky winky. Can't find it. Then he done got his testosterone up and shit. He wants to fire for. You're fired. You're fired. She just, boy. See, you can tell when somebody got it going on. When other people start getting all cocky and shit, you know. I got some of the best HEAD. Yeah, now you're fired. Yeah. Trump said, hell, you didn't give me no cookies. I didn't get none. And I'm paying you all this money. Oh, hell no, you gotta go. But I'm gonna keep you on for a little bit because I need you to shh, be quiet. Yeah, the Mile High Club, absolutely. She wasn't getting that job done. She wasn't getting her job done on the grounds, but she was damn sure getting her job done in the air. Cause old boy said, "Shh, you fucking up. She's not happy, and when she ain't happy, ain't nobody getting nothing. Ain't nobody getting nothing. All the fun is gone. We can't do nothing on the other plane." She don't do shit on the ground, but he said she hell in the air. And her husband was there to hear it. Lord.
I don't know. I can't.
the answer is it has not. And do you know why we know that? Because it was incorporated 8 days. 8 days.
8 days.
Before this
So
contract. went
8
out.
days.
You want the
You
American-
gave a company that's only been in business 8 days over was it 100 million? How many million? A lot of money. What's the reference? What type of work you done seen them do? 8 days? Girl, you ought to be ashamed. You need to pay us our money back. You need to be on the payback board. Yeah, you need to pay us our money back. Like, real quick, fast, in a hurry. What?
Has it ever done work for the
$143
government
million.
before?
I don't know. I can't.
The answer is it
8 damn days. What type of work have they did? What does their resume look like? 8 days? Hell, they didn't have one. Oh yeah, y'all trifling. Y'all just stealing. This is
I don't know. I
the
can't.
stealing
The answer
crew.
is it has not. And do you know why we know that? Because it was
8
incorporated
days.
8 days. 8 days before this contract went out. You want the American people to believe that this is all above board?
And we should know one of the reasons why people.
Girl, shut up, lying.
We're so suspicious
Your
of this is
freaky
one of the
ass.
subcontractors affiliated with.
You
that
can't be
contract
freaky on
is
our
a company
money.
run by the husband of her former spokeswoman, Tricia McLaughlin. What do you make of all this?
Well, look, I mean, let's also, I was sitting right next to John when he was asking the questions, and I don't think people picked up on how proud she was of making any decision over $100,000 in FEMA across her desk and any decision for Homeland Security over $15 million across her desk. How can you go from saying that you scrutinize everything in excess of 15 millions and in the same 10-minute period say, I didn't know any of the details of a $200 million purchase? But this is somebody that is out of her depth and apparently only situationally interested in transactions over 15 million, except when it involves her family members or friends.
Family members or friends.
One of the other things you asked for before you ran out of time yesterday, Charlotte's Web. That's the immigration enforcement operation in Charlotte, North Carolina, run by DHS. You have been waiting for more than a month for basic answers from her about this. You're a United States senator. Did she ever give you answers?
No, even worse than that.
Family
one of
and
the reasons why I was angry is that an hour before,
you know, she treated it like a Sunday evening program, friends and family. You know, I gotta get a cut though. You know, you gotta give me a love offering. I put you on the program. You gotta give me a love offering. You gotta, yeah. We need to cut that in half. Yeah, hi, Rich. Yeah, you know how we do. You know, you gotta break me out this time. Yeah, that's what that is. We already know. It's Friends and Family
after
Day.
waiting a month, I was told I wasn't going to get the data. I asked for anonymized data that recorded the incidents, the outcome, whether a person was illegally present or not, were they detained.
It's the oversight responsibility.
They've been running that ad like Kristi Noem to Chicago for months.
Organization. I could go to a small town in North Carolina and they could produce incident reports immediately for me. So she either doesn't have it or she doesn't like what it's going to say. And my suspicion is that she had a very low success rate. In that hearing, she made it a point to reserve the first few rows with victims of people, family members and survivors, angel families, for people who were harmed by these people that I want deported. She was trying to say that but for her that wouldn't happen. I think because of her, not enough of them are being apprehended because her and Stephen Miller are more worried about hitting artificial
Thank you for your service, Mr. Will.
On the surface, like I want to do with Charlotte's Web, I want to understand what their success rate was. And if they're successful, they should be moving heaven and earth to give me that information. The fact that they're stonewalling makes me really concerned with what I'm going to find. And if I don't get the information by March 19th, then I'm going to hold up.
How do you feel about the war?
Than I already am.
Never. I don't know if I want, because I don't want to be disrespectful, because I may not agree. My daughter's in the Army. Bless you, Danielle. I don't think it's necessary. I know other people who've been in the military, they're basing it off of, what Iran was doing long time ago, but they had deals that Iran was complying to. It's just all about pro-Israel, and it's fake. It's a fake Israel. I just have a problem with that, and they are harming the kids. And just harming us all together, stealing from us, plotting against us. The sabotage is real. The sabotage is real. And now we're in a war, and it's more than 6 people have been unalive. They're just saying 6, but it's more than 6. but thank you for your service. The entire administration has been stealing taxpayer money. Absolutely. Hold on, let me get there. Our families are very close. I'm listening in my ear. Where is it at? Hold on. I'm listening to the guy in my ear. I'm trying to find where the guy is speaking.
This is big news just in and of itself because he has been so adamant and resistant to firing anyone, notwithstanding all kinds of controversies from his most dubious nominees. She's among them.
Hi,
There are
Tyson.
others as well.
Where is big business?
She finally
Yes,
went
big
too
business.
far in his mind. It looks as if the
But
mortal
China
blow
is
for her
coming.
was
China
saying
and
in
Russia is coming
testimony that
after
this
us.
very controversial $200 million advertising campaign, which featured her on horseback at Mount Rushmore, totally self-aggrandizing. She testified before a Senate panel that Trump had signed off on that advertising
She knows
campaign.
she can't tell on him to save
that
herself. She crazy.
violated cardinal
I'm glad she
principle
did.
number one:
She out.
never, ever, ever, ever make the boss look bad, which trumps, as it were, principle number two for Trump: never, ever, ever let the Democrats have a scalp, because he does indeed let them have a scalp. He has nominated a replacement, and at the actual, his social tweet goes nice on her. He announces that a senator from Oklahoma, Mark Wayne Mullen, is going to be the new Secretary of Homeland Security. But he is notably effusive in praise for Noem. She has served us well, he says, and has had numerous spectacular results on the border. And she gets a soft landing pad in theory. She's going to be whatever this means, but it gives her some kind of title and some ability to, still seem like someone important. Special envoy for the Shield of the Americas, our new security initiative in the Western Hemisphere. So her a new initiative that she gets to preside over, and it may amount to basically nothing. It's significant in my view that he's both nice to her and gives her a soft landing pad, because from the start he has brought in around him people who have been very controversial, and they've done, as the administration, all these lawless, aggressive, brazen transgressions of law and norms, and the people who know these facts and know where the skeletons are buried can harm Trump. So there is always his golden ticket at the end for a pardon, but he needs to keep people who know where the bodies are buried, so to speak, close. And the various other people, Alina Habba and Lindsay Halligan, who had to be ousted, also got soft landing. So I think it keeps them close enough. It keeps them from criticizing the administration from the outside, and it to his mind, I think, keeps them from going rogue. Remember, Noem was always a crazy kind of disaster. First came, I think, to people's attention in her memoir, where she described shooting a hunting dog who killed chickens. And there were other scandals involving her time as governor of South Dakota, and maybe bending the law for her daughter, crosswise with tribal leaders who she accused of benefiting from drug cartel activity on reservations. She has had a ongoing scandal.
She knows where the bodies are.
A whistleblower complaint that's supposed to be processed within a couple weeks that has somehow been bottled up. It allegedly involves allegations
on how the war makes money.
of Jared Kushner. We don't know what it is, but we do know that it's completely failed to adhere to the legal process that Congress has prescribed
for the affair. All right, JR.
Whistleblowers, it is just completely under wraps.
Now, Tyson, you're not going to come over here being disrespectful to the Democrats. There are none of them in the Epstein files. How do you feel about Trump being in the Epstein files playing with little girls and boys? Tyson Jackson, you don't care nothing about the victims? You have a mama who birthed you. Yeah, go ahead and remove your, that's okay, let me help you out. Y'all say bye to Tyson. He don't have any love or respect for females, little boys and kids. Game over. Out of here. Out of here. Did you hit the like button before you got put out? I'm laughing in your face right now. How about that? Tyson sucks. Yeah. How about that? Bye-bye. You like crooks.
Or the DHS Inspector General
and PDFers.
Accused Noem and the Department of
Peace and high grace, bite.
Mexican, Italian, Caribbean. So this is a spicy Dunkin' noodle by
systematically.
Yeah, you like the crookedness.
That would be in a normal kind of administration, a really damning kind of criticism, but here it's obviously the kind of thing that happens in different
two people
agencies,
that
and she thought she could
was
outlast.
assassinated on her command. And you talking about
the president's back is this security media campaign that just seems, glossy and complete self-aggrandizing. It's also, by the way, supposed to be a public information campaign, and it really is a Kristi Noem at Mount Rushmore. And she's just continued to embarrass the administration and really offend the American people. It is she who called Alex Preddy and Renee Good, the two victims of shootings in Minnesota, acts of domestic terrorism. She denies in testimony she called them domestic terrorists. They committed acts of domestic terrorism. See if you can parse those words as finely as she does. But with no information at all, and at the hearing where she also outed Trump or alleged that Trump had approved this advertising campaign, she refused to back away from this patently false and just offensive characterization. She said, well, I relied on people in the field. So what? If it's wrong, it's wrong. Moreover, there's no evidence that anybody in the field told her that. She just came out and did it. And with those murders having been such a matter of high profile, her patently false and just nasty mischaracterizations also were the latest strikes against her. And then, of course, there is the affair with Corey Lewandowski, himself a very controversial character. Noem denies it, but it's pretty damn reliably reported. It's not National Enquirer stuff, but Wall Street Journal stuff, and it's taken pretty much as fact. So her the fact of it, and then the potentially false denial of it. More strikes. What are we up to? A dozen or so. All of these would have been enough to doom previous cabinet secretaries, and from the start, she was unqualified and something of a grandstander. But the thing she did that actually results in the guillotines falling, She made a not very favorable characterization of Donald Trump having approved this ridiculous, glossy campaign, and he says it wasn't so. If it was so or wasn't so doesn't really matter, right? The message that goes out, not just to Noem, but to the whole cabinet, is do anything to put President Trump in a potential negative light, small or large, and forget about the deal. We'll still give you a cushy landing pad, and maybe you can still hope for the pardon at the end, so you don't go out and talk out of school. But this principle of loyalty comes first, second, third through 100, and everything else we can bear, but don't even think about criticizing maximum leader. That's the message that goes out loud and clear throughout the government with the first sacking of a cabinet official, Kristi Noem. Talk to you later. Thanks for watching Talking Feds. If you enjoyed this video, please remember to like and subscribe. And for a lot more content, all of my essays, ad-free podcasts, and weekly Ask Me Anything Q&A sessions, check out the Talking Feds Substack, and please subscribe there as well. Talk to you later.
Let's hear from the guy who replaced her. Hold on.
Not buy Black Girl Vitamins collagen powder if you don't want these side
She didn't deny.
Number one.
Now she ain't deny giving up them cookies. She ain't deny giving up.
These people are trying to gaslight us about how they don't have any money to pay for our health care. So you're getting your health care snatched, but somehow I've got money to pay for a $70 million claim, and then $200 million for this lady to be in a big hat on a horse.
What do you got to say?
What? Thank Kristi for her. I feel like I'm in church. I feel like
you in church? Bless that wonderful name of.
Gotten some justice. Yes, Yolanda. Yes, you are right. Bye-bye, Barbie.
Bye-bye, Barbie.
We're going to start with this breaking news.
Love the name I know.
We do indeed have some breaking news.
I get joy when I think about what he done for me.
Noem, the Homeland Security Secretary, she is being replaced. Senator Mark Wayne Mullen is now going to take over her job. The president making the announcement on Truth Social just a short time ago. He writes, quote, "I am pleased to announce that the highly respected United States Senator from the great state of Oklahoma, Mark Wayne Mullen, will become the United States Secretary of Homeland Security effective March 31st of this month, of this year. The current Secretary, Kristi Noem, who has served us well and has had numerous and spectacular results, especially on the border, will be moving to be special envoy for the Shield of the Americas, which is a new security initiative in the Western Hemisphere that they're announcing on Saturday at Doral in Florida. The president says, I thank Kristi for her service at Homeland.
She got caught.
This comes amid
giving up them at nookie.
Pleased about the
Shook it. He said, I ain't getting none.
During the hearing And so just in the last 24 hours, we've heard a lot of rumors that Mark Wayne Mullen may be tapped for DHS, and now it appears the president has made that decision, and that's going to happen at the end of the month.
So Kristi Noem was fired.
She got a whole bed.
What are y'all having for dinner tonight?
I got a shrimp po' boy.
You know me. You guys know me. You know my heart. I do not take glee in anyone's demise, except for Kristi Noem and some others that I will when it happens. Because let me tell you why.
Because they play with you.
I don't feel bad about this. Because you know, I believe in turning the other cheek and forgiveness, all those things in time. But I'm also petty. I'm also petty McPetty. Because Kristi Noem has
Kim talked too much, called me petty yesterday, y'all.
Responsible for ruining lives. And not,
he said Auntie Fee.
She's responsible.
Shout out to Cam talk too much. He called Auntie Fee petty yesterday when I was on his platform. Clowning. acting a FOOL, baby. For somebody just like Kristi Noem, who got what was coming to her, but ucking with people unnecessarily for kicks and giggles. Yeah. And when I kept going back up there having fun time, reminding of them of everything that this evil-hearted person had done, and I redirected one of his songs to fit the situation and the narrative. He said, Auntie Fee, you are petty. I couldn't believe it. I mean, yes, I could, because I was intentional. But he called me petty. Oh, well. I feel you, done. Especially with evil-hearted people. Let's go.
People lost their lives.
Absolutely.
Under her supervision.
And she didn't have not a heart.
I shouldn't say leadership. Under her failures at the Department of Homeland Security. People lost
She
their
thought
lives.
her cookie was going to get her
Keith Porter.
to stay longer, that she can do anything she wanted to. No way.
Nicole Good.
Trump said you didn't give that cookie to me.
And others. And
I will.
The people who were shot.
Did you hit the like button? My like didn't go up, Ecam.
The people who were dragged to across the snow in the freezing cold.
Absolutely.
The people who were, their cars were rammed. The people whose homes were broken into with battering rams. They did not have a judicial warrant. They said we have an administrative warrant. That's enough. The people who ended up going to countries that they had no idea where they were, even if they had done nothing wrong. The people who were not the violent criminals who they promised
wasn't given a due process
to take off of, to deport or detain. The people who were none of those. The people who did not get due process. And for all of that, I say, good. Fuck you, Kristi Noem.
Absolutely, Richard. Ooh.
I hope you disappear and no one ever sees you again in a leadership role. Because those things should not happen to anyone. And those things should not happen, especially in America. This is supposed to be a democracy. And according to the Trump administration, this is supposed to be a meritocracy. This is supposed to be a meritocracy, which means the qualified people should be the ones who get the jobs and who end up in the role, and in the leadership roles.
He didn't want black people doing it, getting it.
So today I am with Billy Porter. And you know what Billy says. And she should be so fortunate as to end up in shackles and being deported from this country. If that's the least that should happen to her. And those under her leadership, and those goons out there who are pulling people off the street. Now, the ice goons. Now, let me tell you this. You guys don't remember. Maybe you don't remember that I told you. I said, these people are going to suffer the consequences.
When my streaming bill hit $180 a month for channels I don't even watch, I didn't get
fired.
I got friendly. When they locked...
Bondi's going to face her day. All of those ICE goons out there, they're going to face... suffer the consequences. And that they were basically performing these things unconstitutionally, and they were the ones that were going to be paying the price.
That's the part that blew my mind. Congress going along with it.
I was not wrong. And again, I don't take glee in anyone's demise, but this one is well deserved. And I think the American people should today, at least for this moment, should be happy about this, except we're getting someone who could be as bad and maybe even worse than Kristi Noem, if that is possible. This is the report from Fox News that I want to play about what happened. Again, how appropriate that it is from Fox News. Their sources are telling them it had to do with a host of things, not just those abysmal hearings that she took part in. Roll it.
Wasn't the soundbite we were looking for? We were looking for the testimony that apparently really upset the president, where Noem said, yes, we went through the legal process and did it correctly when asked if the president authorized and approved that $200 million in spending. He did not. He said that he was not aware of this campaign, certainly did not.
Where was your mama at?
And there were also
2247.
an affair with Corey Lewandowski, special government employee.
Where was your mama?
Advisor. He is also married, and reports floating
Tell her
around
to shut up.
that Noem had sought to appoint Lewandowski as her chief of staff, but the president blocked that decision amid these rumors of an affair. So the combination of those factors that tipped the president's decision to elevate Mark Wayne Mullen into this position and get him.
Don't come over here talking noise.
Yeah, that's very interesting, Jackie.
And then you're going to be saying, oh, my feelings hurt.
The person that you're citing, the source that you're citing, and just tick off for us again the 3 things that they told you went into this decision, because that's not really a soft pedal the way that it was described to you. Can you go through those again one more time?
Minnesota, her handling of the fallout to the deaths in Minnesota of Renee Good and Alex Preddy.
And they may be
calling them domestic terrorists. Before,
but right now we need to replace her.
Come in, and her handling of that scenario, the ad campaign, the $200 million that featured her on horseback at Mount Rushmore, and claiming that the president signed off on
stealing
it
and screwing. On our money.
Allegations of an affair with Corey Lewandowski. This person close to the president described these 3 things as a combination of her many unfortunate leadership failures. So less a decision to move her into a new role than to get her out of the one she had been serving in.
Yeah, many unfortunate leadership errors. Strong language from a source close to the president that Jackie is reporting right now. So this is a much harder line in terms of what unfolded here. Jackie, thank you very much.
So one of the people who actually questioned her about that, and I would say bears somewhat of a responsibility, and I mean that in a good way, for Kristi Noem, for what happened to Kristi Noem, what should have happened to Kristi Noem a long time ago. And that is Representative Sidney Kumlager Dove. She served California's 37th Congressional District since 2023, and she joins us now. She was the one who questioned her about her affair and other things. Representative,
baby, put all her business
hello to you. Unmute yourself, please. Thank you for joining us. How are you feeling? Because your questioning, I think, that's one of the 3 reasons they gave.
Well, it is so good to be on your show, Don. I've been a super fan for a long time. And real talk, I'm still processing. I mean, it's not 24 hours since that lady was in my committee thinking that if she just was as dull as possible and refused to answer any questions and not take any accountability, that she would leave with her job. And lo and behold, turns out that sister girl got fired because of a combination of bad choices and bad decisions. And I just asked the question that everybody else has been asking, but not publicly. So.
Okay, here is the question. Roll it, Andy.
Oh boy. Trump knows that this guy is shady. Corey has a decades-long record of physical battery, sexual harassment, illegal lobbying for a Venezuelan oil company, and bringing a loaded gun into a federal building. Despite being fired or removed from virtually every position he has ever held,
one for the team and earn some of that money.
Wields unchecked, unconfirmed, undisclosed power over your department. This person has no experience running anything close to Department of Homeland Security or even advising someone in your position. He is unqualified, which again has left my constituents and I wondering why he is your top official. So Secretary Noem, at any time during your tenure as Director of Department of Homeland Security, have you had sexual relations?
You gave up that cookie.
Mr. Chairman, I am shocked that we're going down and peddling tabloid garbage in this committee today.
Reclaiming
and ma'am, one thing that I would tell you is that he is a special government employee who works for the White House. There are thousands of them in the federal government.
So reclaiming
and
my
is
time,
an advisor.
Secretary, it is
has
okay for
no,
you to be
no
offended
authority
by
to
the
be
question.
making any
It is
decisions.
okay for you to
has
be
no
offended
authority
by the
to
question.
be making
But it is
decisions
also
and
a
putting
real
up your
question.
position. So what I would say
And
to
you should be able to
is
answer
that
the
what we
question
do at the Department of Homeland
clearly
Security every single
and without
day,
any hesitation.
every single day is to
It's our
protect
money.
Someone is asking
make
if
decisions.
you
We ain't
or
paying
any
you to be
federal
no hoe.
official is sleeping with their subordinate. That should be the easiest. You should be wanting to answer that question.
Is garbage.
Because it is not about your
It was
sex life.
garbage of you to open up your legs on our airplane.
It's about reclaiming my time
I
so that
would
I
have
can
brought
hear
my
myself.
Batman and
Mine belongs to the
Superman
gentleman
suit.
from California. You've called Corey Lewandowski.
And with the work in the air, with your Tim's on.
You're muted, Don. So, she didn't say no, Representative.
Nope.
She said a whole bunch of words, but she didn't say
That
no.
hoe didn't say no.
Now, you know, and I, like I said,
Would you send me a cash app?
it is the easiest question to answer. And it really is about leadership
We ain't
and
no
credibility
good.
and judgment. Your ability to clearly make decisions that impact 260,000 people that work up under you, who get up every single day. Don, you have a business and you have moral leadership, right? And so when folks are up under you acting up, you're like, buck stops with me, boo, because I run this enterprise. So we're going to do it my way. And that's, people are looking up to her, and these are the same people that are keeping us safe. So, bad decisions, shooting people, detaining people, deporting people, U.S. citizens.
She was trying to get that
refugees,
plane remodeled.
trying to work through their immigration status.
She was trying to
And
get the
she is
plane
the worst of
remodeled.
the worst, because she had her agents,
Oh, I'm sorry.
her agents shot and killed 2 white people. That's like the worst of the worst. Let alone folks that are trying to get their immigration status situated. Let alone refugees who came here because they were running from other countries that were trying to kill them. Okay, why are you buying a $70 million luxury jet? What's up with this $200 million for an ass campaign? I watched that thing, okay? I saw she rolling down the, standing in front of Mount Rushmore and running through the plains on this horse. Lady, give me a break. Millions of dollars siphoned away to these companies that just sort of popped up days before the contract was closing. A non-competitive contract. I mean, not giving nobody their FEMA money. So, sister girl, we came with receipts,
Sister now.
Now, I'm just going to ask you, look, what gave you the you-know-what to ask her that question? Because nobody would ask her, and you did it, and I love that you did, because not everybody has the, intestinal fortitude to do it. You know what I'm saying?
The bow.
It's been in all the papers. I mean, there's so many articles about this. In Wall Street Journal, Politico, Axios. I mean, credible, not garbage tabloids, credible. And it's not just about that. There's a policy on the books. Anti-fraternization policies are in so many businesses. You are not supposed to be doing the nasty with a subordinate because it complicates.
Doing the nasty.
You have conflicts of interests. There are risks. You could be liable.
You're not supposed to be doing the freak nasty.
You know, there could be discrimination lawsuits. That's why those policies are on the books. It's not just about that. There's a policy on the books.
No freak nasty.
Anti-fraternization policies are in so many businesses. You are not supposed to be doing
Hey, Sylvia. Hey, Gaspar.
It complicates things. You have conflicts of interest.
You do not have permission to get your freak on.
You could be liable. People could sue you. You know, there could be discrimination lawsuits. That's why those policies are on the books. So you have these articles that are, sharing all of this information, and then you're making bad decisions, and then the question is who's making the decisions? Homegirl?
A whole freak out.
Or, this dude. Who's this dude? So
who is this dude?
I said, so many people are asking the question.
Who is this dude?
But they're not asking.
And I love that you did.
Make his ass stand up. Let's check him out.
There's a policy on the books. Anti-fraternization policies are in so many businesses. You are not supposed to be doing the nasty with the subordinate because it complicates things. You have conflicts of interests. There are risks.
We emotional,
you could be
girl.
liable. People could sue you. You know, there could be discrimination lawsuits. That's why those policies are on the books. So you have these articles that are, sharing all of this information, and then you're making bad decisions. And then the question is, who's making the decisions? Homegirl who got confirmed, or this dude? Who's this dude? So
who is this dude?
I said, so many people are asking the question at the water cooler, but they're not asking the question on the microphone. And it's really important for me to get to the bottom of who
freaky ass.
Because here's the other thing, Don. She's not taking no accountability. She didn't take no accountability for roughing up Alex Padilla, right? They're not taking any accountability for roughing up you. They didn't take any accountability for shooting Alex Petty or Renee.
And then the helper talking about she didn't call him a terrorist.
No apology. So my thing is, that's a leadership crisis. That's a credibility crisis. And girl, you got to go.
I've never had anybody on any show that I've ever done in my time saying you should not be doing the nasty with employees. But you're right.
It's a policy. It's a policy. It's a policy.
But here's the thing. I want to know how you look. We see the cameras, right? But you're in the room, and there's a difference being in the room. Did you see Tom Tillis the day before?
I did.
So that was a complete dressing down, and I thought she was going to cry. But take us inside the room, if you will, the demeanor, what Republicans are saying, because
her being cute was on.
John Kennedy, Tom Tillis, a number of Republicans they were hard on her.
Well, yes, and so Tillis is mad because North Carolina hasn't gotten their FEMA money. And
from the storms, right?
Right. Okay. So that's the thing. And they say, well, and here's the real is, they're like, yo, I'm a Republican. You're a Republican. You ain't even gonna give my state some money? Like, what's up?
No, so she gave it to her mom and them.
And it's like, and then the $70 million plane, when these people are trying to gaslight
we got a screw and style now.
They don't have any money to pay for our health care. So you're getting your health care snatched, but somehow I've got money to pay for a $70 million plane and then $200 million
to screw my side
piece to be in a big hat on a horse rushing through the plane. It's like, come on, that math don't math. So that's why they were pissed. So then, she comes into our hearing and she was icy. She was the icy queen. And I think she saw Pam Bondi's performance and said, I'm just going to do the opposite. I'm going to be as dull as bones. But she wasn't answering any questions. She had these word salad answers. And I think she had her husband show up to maybe
wrong answer.
Steal people from doing what I did. But here's the thing. The Republicans were upset too. Because in California, for example, we have someone who's running for election, post Prop 50, and he ain't got no FEMA money going into his district. And he's a Republican.
Oh, well.
And so he's like, lady, I'm trying to get my money from you for my district that's recovering from a disaster. And the only way I can continue to ask you is because a democratically run state called California is giving me extensions through Cal OSHA. So I can continue to beg you for my taxpayers' money. So she got a little bit of heat from Republicans. And then, we had to take a pause for votes, and some people left. And I think she thought, I only have 5 more Democrats to deal with. And then lo
and baby, you unloaded on her. I mean, I don't unload it. Ooh, yeah.
Right after you. Maybe it was right after.
If he didn't get off, let me say that. If old boy on that plane didn't get off, if he didn't unload on her, baby girl over here absolutely did. She let it all. She shot her best shot, baby. She unleashed and unloaded on her ass. Oh, well.
Was your Senate colleague, Jared Moskowitz, who is he's petty. He's
flying around the air, butt booty naked.
But and I love him because he's a petty, you know what. And he had on a pen that said "Justice for Cricket," which is a dog that she shot.
Yep.
And so he backed you up and continued on with the line of your questioning because.
Now, who I saw him?
No, or was he just being a good colleague, or was you're I mean, and then right after you, maybe it was right after you, but sometime after you, was your Senate colleague, Jared Moskowitz.
Yeah, okay.
Who
lit that ass up.
He's petty. He can be petty like me. And I love him because he's a petty, you know what. And he had on a pen that said "Justice for Cricket," which is a dog that she shot. And so he backed you up and continued on with the line of your questioning because.
Did your husband know that you were a freak hoe?
No, or was he just being a good colleague, or was he just being a smart congressperson?
Well, if I'm gonna give you some tea. So he said, well, you know, what side should I wear Justice for Cricket? And then I said, put on this side so she could see. And then we get ready to go. And so it's Dem and then Reap and then Dem and then Reap. So I went and he said, holy shit, I can't believe you did that. You fucking asked the question. Like, you really asked the question. And he was like, oh my God. And then he said, but she didn't really answer. And I said, well, that's true. So he said, well, I think I'm going to have to just like double back. So it was very organic. I mean, he didn't know what I was going to talk about. And ultimately, we were both sort of talking about the same thing, right?
Yeah, we need to know.
Lack of leadership, lack of accountability.
That heifer was trying to get that plane remodeled.
All of our constituents, the corruption, the denials, the evasion, you know.
She said she don't like having an affair on a cheap.
Was like, well, wouldn't you just say no? It's like the easiest
Air hotel, motel, Holiday Inn.
Unless you don't want to perjure yourself.
If your husband start acting up, then you his friend. A Master G, my mellow is on you for what? Oh, but it's on and on and on and on. She was saying on and on and on and on. Yeah. What y'all know about that? Huh? What y'all know about that? On and on and on and on. The beat don't stop until the break of dawn. Hotel, motel, Holiday Inn. Say what? If your friend start acting up, then you her friend. A Master G, my mellow. Yeah, that's what she was, Kristi Noem. She was up in there getting her freak on with her side piece, her 2-piece and fries.
Yeah, and so let's talk about that because I want to be
no comment.
Okay. So
have you ever went over a friend's house to eat and the food just ain't no good?
The two things that
I'm going back, ain't I? I said the macaroni soggy, the peas all mush, and the chicken tastes like wood. That was first round, boy. Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! Let's go.
Also, because of this ad, well, the three things, but this ad campaign, he's saying he didn't sign off on it.
Too far.
That is perjury, correct?
Correct. And in fact, there was
a hip to the hip hop, and you don't stop. Boy, my voiceover. That voiceover. I can't MVP. I was trying to stay quiet. A hip hop, a hip to the hip hop, and you don't stop. Say on and on and on and on. Come on, y'all know. A Master G, my mellow is on you for what you gonna. Something like that. Yeah, you know he went over. That girl wasn't acting right. He said, oh, okay. Yeah, her husband was there to hear her freak off and shit. on a plane. Yeah, he said, I be trying to get her to go in the bathroom, lay on the floor and get down. Let's get down. Try to do something different. Hell, put the washing machine on. Let me hop that ass up on that way. She be trying to act all prim and proper and shit. Like she can't do nothing freaky. And this freak hoe all up in the air, spread eagle. You know, talking about this bed ain't big enough. Yeah, we need to remodel. Yeah, huh? Red lights. Yeah, we need some red lights. So, red light district on the plane. Yeah, I need to be able to put on my little disguise. Who you want me to be? You want me to be a redhead today? Ew. You want me to be Ginger on Gilligan's Island? Ew. Professor. The Professor and Mary Ann here on Gilligan's. Yeah, who, huh? Oh, she wanted to be able to change in costumes and shit. You know, on our dime. Yeah, but at home, she won't do nothing. All she can do is lay on her back. Turn over. Oh my, go down. Go down where? Put what in my mouth? Oh my God. Oh my God. I'm your wife. You shouldn't want me to do things like that. I ought to find out that you all on your knees begging that pickle, please. Ooh. Yeah, trying to make all the juice. What? Yeah, this them kind. Want to be saved, sanctified, and filled with everything at home, especially on Sundays. Them kind. Oh, well, no, we cannot have intimacy on Sundays. That's the Lord Day. What? I ain't say give him your day, but baby, at night, do we need to start at 11:59 or so? What? We can't. What you mean we can't get it on the sun? You got all these rules and regulations at home, but the biggest freak in the air, boy, that is grounds for I hate to say it. That is grounds for removal. Boo, how you gonna give him the freaky side and give me these fucking crumbs? Where they do that at? Huh? Yeah, that girl was on. Mm-hmm. And she was mad cause he didn't get it out. Yeah, anytime folks start, he got he let it off too soon, and she had what? On the morning, get set, go, and it's over? Give you a minute. What? Attitude bad. Hey, Mimi. Well, now, what am I supposed to do? I got all ready, set, go, and it's over? I ain't get a chance to it's over? I made you wait too long. Oh, man, ain't this... I got a flight to catch. Can't nobody run up on your ass in the air. Y'all do know that, right? Can't nobody stop shit. Where you going? Oh, somewhere far. We need to be in the air for at least 3-4 hours. Yeah, give me time to get a little nap in there. Yeah. Yeah, meow. What? Marcus, darling, I don't have no panties on. Earth the kitty's ass in the air. Huh? Yeah. What she say? Lights off. Yeah, talking about, yeah, give me a minute. Let me get on. Let me go on. I don't need to hear nothing else from her. I'm gonna hear from. I don't know. She kind of funny,
And
y'all.
so she did mislead the Senate. And in fact,
She misled
the
her husband too.
documentation shows that Corey has a signature page. So he has signed, he's listed as S1, and he's one of the signatories for these contracts.
Oh, her
So,
lover?
I mean, that's like documentation that is available for people. And in that hearing, she was sort of suggesting that, you know, she was the one that is in control.
Her
On
lover?
top of the fact that she suggested that Donald Trump, you know.
You gone, Sylvia? Oh, baby. So she had a lover. Oh, wow. They just double milking the system.
And I think it was interesting that Senator Grassley was sort of pressing, like, okay, who actually authorized this? So she was in the crosshairs, and the boo didn't
Crop hairs.
understand
She was
that.
she damn shows was in them hairs.
Let me ask you,
Understand it.
in the short time we have left, again, because I want to be respectful of your time. I'm reclaiming my time, Congresswoman.
Yeah, do it. We keep on this crazy
So
commercial
sad.
with
She
her
was in
walking
the hairs.
looking over the planes. I said, Lord Jesus. And then she says that's making people self-support. This and what is this?
Now I ain't gonna lie.
So if you look, then what should happen?
I ain't gonna lie.
Because that's a lot of.
I need to add that to my little. What is that called? That my little. What's that list they be having? Private jet up in the air. Hello. Anniversary. Men. Hint, hint. Hint, hint. I think that may make us lose our mind a little bit. That in that air, that elevation. I mean, you know, that's something that most of us ain't done before on no private jet. You want to be different. You want to be different. Whisk us away on a private damn jet somewhere. Yeah. And tell us don't bring no panties. Bucket list. That's right, Gaddy. Bucket list. Yeah. Don't bring no panties. I want the markers. Brrr, markers. That kind of do sound kind of, you know, be like, oh, okay. Girl, what y'all do for y'all? Girl, if I tell you, I gotta underline you, child. Ooh, baby. Ooh, baby. I don't know. Ooh, baby. Oh, baby. Yeah, now all you gonna get is a ooh, baby. Baby, glad, because if I was younger, child, I'd be having twins and quadruples up in that, baby. As much fun we had. You know what I mean? But I ain't gonna lie. You know, not all, yeah, you know, that's kind of, yeah, okay, bucket list.
Wasted. We're looking at $200 million for an ad campaign, and for what? At least. And then you look at all the
I don't want to hear about the
going
ads.
after political enemies and people.
Okay, let me hear what this guy is going to say, then I'll get to Candace.
So I know you know. Because Pam Bondi is going to be speaking next. So who should...
Yeah, Pam Bondi's ass is going back.
Well,
before
Pam Bondi does need to come back to us. I think what they failed to, maybe they've forgotten, is gone. The only person that has immunity based on the Supreme Court ruling is Donald Trump. And I don't think Kristi Noem is going to get a pre-pardon, right? That will, you know, sort of...
do we want a pardon or a treason? I need to do a...
that could perjure her. So the next steps are...
A poll. Do we want a pardon? Not a pardon. Impeachment.
One of the reasons why we need to win in November is A, to keep elections free and fair, but B, to like go back. Because it's one thing to collect the receipts, but the joy comes from cashing them in. And we can only do that if we have the gavels. But there is a reason why they voted to subpoena Pam Bondi about this Epstein stuff, because people have questions. This whole administration is about waste, fraud, and abuse. We thought it was just those. Oh, no. It's the whole kit and caboodle of the administration. And what's the Shield of the Americas? What's the Shield of the Americas? That's like a movie yet to be greenlit. Well, what is that? That's where she's going. She's special envoy for the Shield of the Americas.
Whatever that means.
What is that?
A movie yet to be greenlit. I love that. Thank you, Sydney Kamlaga Dove, representative. I love your honesty and your realness. You need to come back.
I need to come back. You bring it out in me.
Andy, do we have applause anywhere?
And she said, plus you sexy, girl. Girl. He married, child. Yeah, leave that alone. You see what I'm playing with a married man with a woman, both.
Super excited about it. Humbling. That's the best way I can say it. Super humbling.
Have you talked to Secretary Noem yet? Did you
I haven't. We neither one of us had time to talk, so I'm going to go give. Super excited about it. Humbling. That's the best way I can say it. Super humbling.
Have you talked to Secretary Noem yet? Did you
I haven't. We neither one of us had time to talk, so I'm going to go give her a call in just a second. Our families are very close, and this happened very quick, so we're gonna go have a conversation with her in just a second.
So you know her personally.
What he would like you to do in this job that Noem is not?
I will never discuss private conversations. Never have. I'm not going to do that now either. But we're super excited about the opportunity, and we're going to do the best we can. We're going to get Department of Homeland Security making sure that we stay focused on protecting the homeland. And no matter if you support me, you don't support me, I'm going to be laser focused on getting that done.
Senator, I just have a really quick question. What was your first reaction to just the news
So
that
his seat
you were
gonna be up.
nominated for this position, just amidst everything that's happening?
Humbling, because I had to call my dad, and because it happened quick, right? I had to call my wife, call my dad, both, and it's just pretty humbling when you start thinking about it. A little kid from West Oklahoma gets to serve in the president's cabinet.
Families are very close.
So thank you guys.
How did you find out? Via the truth?
And I think just like a really initial question. I mean, there's so many things that's happening within DHS. What would be your main objective or goal for the department?
We're gonna get focused on that, and we'll get back to you on certain details.
Yeah.
When do you expect me to get?
Were you surprised, Senator?
The phone call I got from the president was right before the statement went out.
Okay, thank you.
Oh my God!
Yeah, our families are very close.
It is surprising the president decided to do this now. He's been very, very reluctant to fire anybody. What tipped the scales?
I want to let
She threw him up under the bus.
Point on the congressional side. At the same time, it is remarkable what happens when Republicans in leadership positions, Republican prominent senators like John Kennedy, speak up and ultimately, essentially, sort of back up the president in a time in which he already had concerns and was already thinking about moving forward with a decision like this.
What do you mean he
to
threw
remove
fire?
Kristi Noem from her position, and that's exactly what happened.
Are there measures being taken not to eliminate other possible alternatives to leadership?
This is war, and we're taking out the threat.
You can see this is war.
We haven't declared war. They declared war on us, but we haven't.
War, Secretary Hickson.
We haven't declared.
Just now you said this is war.
Y'all please hit the like button.
What I was saying, okay, well that was a misspoke. What I was saying that they declared war on us, but
No, they did
war
not.
is ugly. It always has been ugly.
Stop lying.
We're taking out a regime that's been trying to attack us for quite some time.
But you're not conceding this is war.
We have declared war. So if we haven't declared war, then I don't see
Her
that the
husband looked
president
like a
has to declare war
guy
yet.
charged with Charlie. Oh, you think so?
No, that's the former MMA fighter turned Senator Mark Wayne Mullen. That was him trying to answer, well, declaring, quote, this is war, and then saying, right?
It's not war.
That is Donald Trump's pick to run a department so mired in controversy that Donald Trump's approval rating on immigration is down to 34%. A majority of Americans think ICE has gone too far. We're back with Miles, Vaughn, and Michelle. He's going to make it better?
You know, I don't want to laugh about this because we are a country engaged in military action overseas that now involves, 12 other countries, so you don't want to laugh about that.
Donald Trump described as a war.
But it sounds like Abbott and Costello, when you're listening to that. It's really unfortunate, and this is the person that we're turning to now run a department that is lost its credibility and is hobbled in lots of ways. What I hope to see is some of the senators, including the Republican senators, Tillis and remember Senator Kennedy from Louisiana, who grilled Kristi Noem also. I hope that they bring some of that heat to the confirmation hearing to really look at this department and look at what it will take to try to restructure DHS, so it's not just the rubber stamp that Senator Padilla was just talking about. This is just there's too much at stake right now. I mean, right now when we're talking about this, there's a group of Minnesota lawyers that are in Geneva, talking to the UN about the impact of ICE on immigrant communities, on the courts throughout the United States, particularly in the state of Minnesota. I mean, this is a very serious problem, and it's too serious for them to just pass
Rubber
Wayne
stamp
Mullen
him.
through because he is a colleague of theirs and because he's loyal to Donald Trump. There simply is too much at stake right now.
Let me read you, Miles Taylor. I have to put my glasses on to read this accurately. Mark Wayne Mullen's confirmation hearing to run DHS would take place in the Senate Homeland Security Committee, chaired by Senator Rand Paul, who Mark Wayne Mullen recently called a, quote, freaking snake, while sympathizing with the neighbor who attacked Paul in 2017. I think Rand Paul had some ribs broken, but don't quote me on that part of it. Yeah, so this is happening.
Well, look, not good for his confirmation hearing, but I'll tell you what Rand Paul knows, Nicole, that in some way, shape, or form he's going to express during his confirmation hearings, the administration is trying to send an arsonist into a burning house. Mm-hmm. No one should be under the illusion that Mark Wayne Mullen is going to go into DHS and clean it up. And you know this, Nicole. Last year we launched this thing called Defiance.org to crowdsource efforts to counter Donald Trump's abuses of power. Fully half the submissions we get about corruption that we need to try to go after have to do with the Department of Homeland Security. Election threats and immigration threats and designating the political opposition as terrorists and whistleblowers talking about Fourth Amendment violations and Second Amendment violations and, the whole thing. It's a burning building, the Department of Homeland Security, and they're sending a guy in there who helped start that fire. It's become a totally lawless place. Not only is he not going to clean it up, this also comes at a really dangerous moment. And I want to note something, Nicole. I'm not playing the violin for Kristi Noem, but this comes at a very strange moment. Donald Trump said that he thought about the implications for U.S. security when he went into Iran. And now he's firing the defensive team here in the United States. He's leaving us totally exposed. He's putting the Department of Homeland Security in turmoil.
He's not for America worst
administration against the United States. My question in that confirmation hearing is Mark Wayne
and he's setting us up
actually get the department to focus
we're
on what
running out of
they
said missiles and ammo.
Antifa and pretending they're domestic terrorists. That's the big question.
Lies.
We are in a war right now. This guy can't even seem to figure out what to call it, and now we're expecting him to go run the defensive team. Once again, this just shows the president's total and complete recklessness with national security.
I mean, Vaughn, it's a great point, and it's actually one Donald Trump introduced when he offered the fourth explanation for why the strikes in Iran happened, after Marco Rubio saying it was because Israel was going to strike, after Donald Trump talking about a month ago about the protesters in the streets,
this move
after
is going to have an impact
couple of the cabinet
midterm.
members talking about regime change, and Pete Hegseth just talking about total destruction. He added another rationale. He said it was tied to the attempt to assassinate him after the strike on Soleimani. Is Donald Trump, by saying that, indicating that there is a threat to the homeland from Iran?
People can't believe we're selling real gold jewelry for under $40. I get it. After 33 years of charging hundreds for these same pieces.
I think it calls into question, number one, that. I think that we've known that Iran is posed a threat here domestically, the President of the United States himself. And if you look back to October 2024, when the Biden Department of Justice was able to effectively investigate, charge, and convict a man in Michigan who had a plot, according to prosecutors, that was directed by the Iranian government to kill him. And I think that really hits at the heart of what Miles is saying, is the operational capacity of the Department of Homeland Security right now. Not only has there been a gutting of career employees,
midterm.
Folks that took last year the Doge buyout to leave the department, but also, really in real time, the Department of Homeland Security is still technically shut down, and there is no clear avenue.
So she up in the air getting busy, and everybody else at home getting paid.
This administration to open up.
I guess she said I may need to give me one
to begin funding it again. because of a couple of the demands, like, for example, requiring warrants to go in and execute on attempted deportation efforts here. But I think it also goes back to really good reporting from our colleagues Laura Lopez and Jake Traylor back in December, where part of Stephen Miller's frustration with Kristi Noem and the Department of Homeland Security leadership, including Corey Lewandowski, was their slowness to spend money that was appropriated through one big
Bring that ass
$60 billion extra for ICE to carry out its deportation efforts here. And so whether it is for counterterrorism efforts through the Department of Homeland Security or whether it's for their deportation efforts, there is a logjam at the leadership and ultimately at the career personnel level to carry out the type of activity that is meant to protect Americans here at home. And so while on one hand, Donald Trump is removing those over frustration with their slowness to act, at the same time, who is going to operationally fill that gap and carry out the demands? Mark Wayne Mullen, somebody that doesn't have any experience with the Department of Homeland Security or the executive branch of the federal government. I guess he's made that determination, but it's not clear that there is a hiring spree of other individuals across DHS here at a time that it's still shut down to ensure that they're getting not only hired, but also that those that are currently serving are going to be getting their paychecks in the weeks to come.
Miles Taylor, the White House made a point of making sure it was known publicly that Corey Lewandowski had also been fired. Is it typical for a secretary's staff to also get thrown out when they get fired?
I wouldn't say it's typical. It is typical of Trump, however. I mean, when he went through his previous purges of DHS, including the ones that I lived through, there was sort of a White House review of who else needed to get thrown out the door. I would say, actually, Nicole, what's really noteworthy about this is they've always disliked Corey, so it made sense that they pushed him out. But the fact that Donald Trump announced that he was going to give the secretary this sort of dubious title as an envoy to the shield, something totally made up, didn't exist before, tells you what he's trying to do. I saw him do this with previous DHS secretaries. He wants to give her some sort of title and off-ramp and presumably health care benefits and pay as a way to literally buy her off, Nicole. That's not Aaron's speculation. I've seen him do that before. With previous cabinet secretaries he's fired, he has tried to quickly come up with a sort of consolation job for them because he's worried. He's worried they'll go write a book that's mean. He's worried they will go speak out. And as loyal as Kristi Noem has been, doing everything Donald Trump wants, he fears that she will go out there and undercut him. I doubt she even knew she was going to get this title. Clearly, she didn't know she was going to get fired in that moment if she was speaking while she got fired. But Donald Trump will be, I'm sure, in the days to come, making phone calls to her, telling her he's going to take care of her.
I got
this is
you,
how a
boo.
mob boss operates. It's how he operated in the first term. He's certainly doing that again. If I
in
had
the air
one piece
with
of advice
me.
for Kristi Noem, it would be, listen,
Change
you did a
my
lot of
diaper.
bad things, but it's never too late
Her
to do
husband
the
is
right
going
thing.
to Papa.
Maybe you don't want to take that offer.
JR.
Maybe you don't want to take that envoy job. Maybe you want to tell us the truth of what your conversations with Donald Trump were actually like.
Well, at least
But I
she's
won't hold
still
my breath.
alive. They fired Charlie. But listen, he gonna ask her to go take a flight with him, you know, change my diaper for me. And when you take my diaper off, I need for you to take them panties off. Woo, change my diaper and drop them drawers. Yeah. I'm letting you have a job. I'm letting you keep your job. Okay, let's go to Candy. Let's go to yesterday. I missed it. And she finna connect Trump and Epstein. Yeah, to Erika, the bride of Charlie.
At the same time,
Oh, let's go. What is that? I was trying to think of that old Freakazoid song. Hold on, y'all. Y'all get the likes up, please. Drop them draws, girl. I'm letting you stay on for a little while. I'm trying to see if you worth keeping on. Do I want to take this chance with you? And don't say nothing if I fart. But you're not gonna have nothing. You ain't gonna, oh Lord, no. Hell no. Hold on, I'm sorry.
Shabbat
Shabbat. This girl right here is funny to me. I hope Specs is okay. I hope he okay. It's been a couple of weeks and we Specs, you need to let me know you all right. Shabbat Shalom. Whatever she said. Shabbat Shalom. Let's change him from in the back until his name come up. Let me see. We can go here. Y'all get the lights up. Let's go.
Hello, Blake Neff. How are you doing, sir? Question for you, if you can get around to it.
No. Shabbat Shalom. Shalom Shalaka, or whatever you be saying. We need all of that.
All right, you guys. Shabbat Shalom. Hello, Blake Neff. How are you doing, sir?
Shabbat
Question for you, if
Shalom.
you can get around to it and get around to answering. Romania, Blake, what goes on in Romania? Why are so many people...
No, it is a BDS. Y'all have Biden deranged syndrome. Yeah. You have lion syndrome. You have no empathy syndrome. You have the demonic syndrome. So now, John, it's DDS for you. It's demonic. Oh, he bring up Biden every time. Every time he fails, he has to put it on somebody else. Get your lying ass up out of here. You know good and damn well he can't get Biden or Obama name out of his mouth. Cause he's a loser. He a pedo loser. Pedo loser. Pedo loser. Get your ass up out of here. Did he wait 10 minutes for that? Did you hit the like button before I had to remove you, sir? Hello? Let me make sure. I must not have put all my stops on here. Let me double check some things. Nah, I ain't handle my business. I ain't handle all my business. Hold on, y'all. And hit the like button while I'm handling this over here. Show ass from over here. All that TDS. Like he can't keep Barack or Biden name out his mouth. Release the Epstein files. That's what your ass do. Release all the Epstein. Bubba. Yeah. Bubba. He kept Bubba in his mouth. Yeah. He kept a hard on for Bubba. And that pickle there. Yeah. I'm sorry. I ain't handle all my business. Yeah, don't slide up in here, and think we ain't gonna eat that ass up. Woo, hold on. Yeah, mad at us cause he hired a O. Yeah, all up in the air with her legs wide open. Don't be mad at us. She got caught trying to remodel the plane to get her freak on. Won't freak her husband like she freaking old boy, old freakazoid. Don't be mad at us. Go over there and play with yourself. Every time you turn around, it's Biden's sleepy. Oh, now shut up. And his ass falling asleep every damn time. Can't wipe the back of his neck. Can't change his diet. Man, you better go on before I hurt your feelings with the truth. Hold on, let me do a poll. Shit. No. Hey, Janet. Hold on. There go a poll. Let's go. Coming over here with all of that. TDS. No. Neck look like you got VD or what's that? A yeast infection on the back of your damn neck. Boy, you better play with somebody safe. Let's go. Let's start this over.
All right, you guys, Shabbat Shalom. Hello, Blake Neff. How are you
Daddy's
doing,
home.
sir? Question for you, if you can get around to it, and get around to answering. Romania, Blake, what goes on in Romania? Why are so many people in this story tied to Romania? By the way, you guys, we did send Erika an email.
Because he done been
February
impeached
24th,
twice
so 8
and
days
ain't
ago,
nothing
asking
happened. So maybe we
specifically
need treason.
how many times and for what duration she had visited Romania in the past. We got no response. Well, we did get a response. We got a response from a lawyer saying that she was getting ready for the State of the Union and didn't have time to reply. That was 8 days ago. I feel like she's had some time to reply, but she's chosen not to. Her memory does seem to get spotty around this time in her life. Doesn't remember how she met Tyler Boyer. I feel like maybe, Alas, we are left to investigate matters on our own. So, welcome back to Bride of Charlie.
We have nothing to hide.
First and foremost, a quick update for you guys right at the top. We were able to determine which middle school Erika went to. It's called Kakopa Middle School. I think that's how you say it. We did receive an email tip from someone who informed us that Erika attended Kakopa Middle School. We have not yet received the yearbooks. We will add that, but we can at least fill in those blank school years that we had on our timeline from 2000 to 2003. That is a school out in Scottsdale. And we were able to further confirm this from the middle school because they once tweeted this referring to her as alumni. They wrote, "Thanks, alumni Erika Francve, for sharing the importance of being an everyday hero. Copa Pride." Okay, so another piece of the puzzle has been locked in place. Now let's jump right back into Romania because I just need to know what's going on there. It seems like people are having a lot of fun. Who exactly is Tyler Boyer working with in Parliament in Romania? Why is the Black Sea Rotational Force coming from Reno, Nevada, by the way, in particular? That's where they were majority coming from. I think first we should back up and get you guys a little bit adjusted with some important Romanian history. So we reminded you yesterday that in 1989, when Dr. Jerry Francve is itching to get out there, the Berlin Wall came down. And with it, of course, what transpired was a lot of corruption. Rampant in the East, people going in there, plundering, taking what they wanted to, you know. In Romania, that same year, on Christmas Day, I kid you not, there was something so dark about this having taken place on Christmas Day. Christmas Day of 1989, the then president, Nicolae Ceausescu, and his wife, Elena Ceausescu, were actually ruthlessly murdered after a show trial. Just like the Nuremberg trials, if you actually go back, they were just show trials. Nobody actually was trying to figure out if there was guilt and present any evidence. It was like, you're already guilty, we're just going to shoot you and kill you. So this was supposed to be the end of the murder. after a show trial. Just like the Nuremberg trials, if you actually go back, they were just show trials. Nobody actually was trying to figure out if there was guilt and present any evidence. It was like, you're already guilty, we're just going to shoot you and kill you. So this was supposed to be the end of communism, so the communist leaders had to go as well. And Nikolai and Elena were quite literally lined up and shot, and it was all filmed. And I'm not going to show you that shooting, obviously, but I am going to show you just a little snippet, historical snippet, so you can understand just how absurd the trial was and just how inhumane the verdict was. Take a listen.
The trial is brief and largely for show. It lasts about 2 hours and takes place without any real possibility for defense or appeal. Ceausescu himself refuses to recognize the court and calls it illegal. But it doesn't matter. The tribunal finds both him and Elena guilty. The sentence for both
is
guilt and presenting evidence. It was like, you're all that same year on Christmas Day. I kid you not, there was something so dark about this having taken place on Christmas Day of 1989. The then president, Nicolae Ceausescu, and his wife, Elena Ceausescu, were actually ruthlessly murdered after a show trial. Just like the Nuremberg trials, if you actually go back, they were just show trials. Nobody actually was trying to figure out if there was guilt and present any evidence. It was like, you're already guilty, we're just going to shoot you and kill you. So this was supposed to be the end of communism, so the communist leaders had to go as well. And Nikolai and Elena were quite literally lined up and shot, and it was all filmed. And I'm not going to show you that shooting, obviously, but I am going to show you just a little snippet, historical snippet, so you can understand just how absurd the trial was and just how inhumane the verdict was. Take a listen.
The trial is brief and largely for show. It lasts about 2 hours and takes place without any real possibility for defense or appeal. Ceausescu himself refuses to recognize the court and calls it illegal. But it doesn't matter. The tribunal finds both him and Elena guilty. The sentence for both is death by firing squad, and the execution will happen immediately. Straight away, Nikolai tries to appeal the decision, but he's denied. Before being led out of the room, Nikolai turns to the guards and says he wants to be executed alongside Elena. They accept. Meanwhile, a soldier returns with rope to tie their hands, but neither Nikolai nor Elena wants to be restrained. Both argue with the soldiers, saying there's no need for it and that they're not going to run. But again, they're denied. They're then led out into the courtyard and placed against a wall to the barracks.
Oh.
And you can fill in the blanks regarding what happens next. Now,
What they say happened to Biden?
Executed in this manner, you shouldn't ask those questions. This is how freedom is spread, okay? The West is the best. It's always kind of the same thing, right? Like, we show up and we say we're going to make things better because things are oppressive, and we always do make things better. We love a vacuum of power. No leadership. We killed Gaddafi. We arrested Nicolas Maduro, and in that vacuum of leadership, the oligarchs move in, they plunder, they steal, they take the oil. Did you see? And by the way, just honorably mentioning this after he gets arrested, it's like Venezuela ships its first cart of oil. Old Gaddafi. We arrested Nicolas Maduro, and in that vacuum of leadership, the oligarchs move in, they plunder, they steal, they take the oil. Did you see the headline, by the way, just honorably mentioning this?
Okay, hold on, y'all. As far as the poll goes, I just checked and they said that, hold on, I'm trying to. It says being charged with treason is significantly worse for a president than being impeached. It's the highest crime against the United States. Who asked me the question? Power. So treason is far more intense than being impeached. or treason under U.S. Code. Conviction of treason can result in the unalivement penalty or life imprisonment, along with a minimum fine of $10,000. Impeachment is a political process, not a criminal one. If impeached, so they would just be removed. If impeached and charged by the House and convicted by the Senate, the only consequences are removal from office and potential disqualification for future office. There is no jail time stemming directly from impeachment conviction unless there's a criminal trial that follows. So which one do you think Trump, would you prefer him to be hit with impeachment or treason? That's the poll. Impeachment or charged and convicted of treason. Let's go.
No leadership. We killed Gaddafi. We arrested Nicolas Maduro. And in that vacuum of leadership, the oligarchs move in, they plunder, they steal, they take the oil. Did you see the headline, by the way, just honorably mentioning this after he gets arrested? It's like, Venezuela ships its first cart of oil over to Israel for the first time in X amount of years. Yeah, that's kind of the point. Oil, silver, gold, when a country is collapsed, especially artificially, it becomes the wild, wild west because at least temporarily there are no rules, right? So gangsters and banksters can move in, monopolize resources, and establish industries. Now, we are always told that whatever came before those oligarchs was desperation, that it was evil, sheer evil, much more evil than crony capitalism. Those are our two choices, by the way. You're either going to get communism or you're going to get crony capitalism. You're going to get crony capitalism and debt slavery, or you are going to get a government that has a bunch of power and people that are starving. There's nothing in between. It's the left versus the right false dialectic. I think both options suck. And like I said, it is an intentional false dialectic, and the same people stay in power, getting us screaming at each other. Anyway, Romania in particular. Under the communist rule in Romania, Nicolae had banned abortion. He had eliminated private and foreign usury. He even banned gambling, referring to it as a Western decadence. I mean, could you imagine a world without the freedom to gamble? Terrible, just terrible. West is the best. We're going in there. Sometimes we have to get in there and spread that kind of democracy, and of course, deliver these people slot machines. Yeah, I know. On January 1st, 2007, 8 years after Elena and Nicolae were shot, Romania officially joined the EU alongside Bulgaria. Okay? Now, if you have ever wondered or tried to make sense of what the European Union is, it's basically a bureaucracy that sits on top of another bureaucracy. Like, if you're a citizen of Europe, not only are you subject to your own country's laws, but then there's also another body that sits in Brussels that can tell your country what it can or cannot do. It sits above your country laws. So imagine, for Americans, we elect representatives to go down to DC and to make and pass laws. Imagine they do that, and then there's just this outside bureau up in Canada that says, that's a nice law, but that doesn't actually work for us because we have our own laws, and no. That's kind of the EU in a nutshell. Unbelievably corrupt, deals done in back rooms, the same thing everywhere. Anyway, in 2009, just 2 years later, after they joined the EU, the Romanian parliament passes a law to regulate gambling, okay? They decide you will now need a license to operate a casino, which basically means you have to spend a lot of money to get this license, to become a licensed operator of casinos. In short, that's kind of crony capitalism, right? Only rich people are going to even be able to afford this thing. And so we'll do these deals, and poor people, now you can't get into this industry. But also in that same order, they did criminalize online gambling. So essentially what happens next is the EU Commission gets involved, and the EU Commission says, actually it doesn't work for us. This is in 2009. And we want to edit this and allow online gambling. We still want online gambling to happen. I want you to keep in mind, in 2009 and 2010, when this is all going down, the United States announces, hey, we're going to put a military base out in Romania.
Military base.
Timing, right? So we, at the same exact time that this gambling thing, kind of a monopoly, is going to get settled in Romania for rich people, America says in 2009 that we are going to officially set up a base. So now we are in 2010, and the EU forces that online gambling restrictions are removed as well. Obviously, I'm oversimplifying here, but that's effectively what took place, and we know that in 2010, the Black Sea Rotational Force arrives, and so does Tyler Boyer. Tyler Boyer makes his first appearance in Romania at the same time in 2010. And I will also remind you again that in 2010, Lori Franzbay reinstates AZ Tech International. What does it do? Actually, we were able to finally find a description of what AZ Tech International does from Lori. It was up on the Everyday Heroes website. She had a bio that has since been pulled down, but they go into detail regarding what AZ Tech does, and I want you to follow along with me. We'll read this together, okay? I'm going to read that second paragraph. It says that Lori, for the past 12 years of her career, has been focused in the pioneering research and development on disruptive cyber technologies for applications in relationship to the way humans think and the importance of assessing
in the way that humans think.
It focused in the pioneering research and development on disruptive cyber technologies for applications in relationship to the way humans think and the importance of assessing what happens if type technologies, truly addressing the humanitarian side of the equation. AZ Tech, a science and engineering environment, has been at the pinnacle of creating a hybrid cyber, electrical, mechanical capability to address life sustainability and mitigation strategies in the event there is partial to complete shutdown of power. This has led her and her incredible engineering team to create multiple patents in the predictability and cyber analytic area in support of the Department of Defense, the DOE, and state government relative to sustainability of critical infrastructure protection.
Ta-da!
Blah, 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 blah. Supercalifragilistic, big word, sustainability, big word, sustainability, vocabulary word, ta-da, technology, tech. It's so high tech, you have to have a highly technical BS mind to think that that makes any sense. Like I said, these people are not smarter than you that rule over than us. They're just more corrupt. But that's absurd. It's just a word pretzel area in support of the Department of Defense, the DOE. It's biologocious, big word, sustainability, big word, sustainability. Blah, 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 supercalifragilistic, it's biologocious, big word, sustainability, big word, sustainability, vocabulary word, ta-da, technology, tech. It's so high tech, you have to have a highly technical BS mind to think that that makes any sense. Like I said, these people are not smarter than you that rule over than us. They're just more corrupt. But that's absurd. It's just a word pretzel. We're in a pretzel. She's saying a lot of words, and she keeps throwing in sustainability in the middle. It's like sustainability, sustainable functional way to monitor the sustainable functional technologies, and working with the Department of Defense to do
nothing.
Supercalifragilistic things. Okay, Lori. Okay. Love to interview her or Erika to deeply understand it. I just want to get real cerebral with them, Explain it to me like I'm two. Let's now pick up in 2011, okay? So the Black Sea Rotational Force is doing their thing in Constanta, and I just want to stress how interesting it is to me that the majority of the men are coming from Reno, Nevada. the capital of casino and gambling. Laws are loosening up in Romania, or actually rather monopolizing, I should say, in Romania. And here is an article which mentions that the chosen Marines were sent majority from that area. I'm going to show you that. It tells you that the unit, part of the Black Sea Rotational Force 11, has trained militaries in Bulgaria, Romania, and Macedonia with both lectures and applied experience in ways to handle situations ranging from riot control to roadside bombs, blah, blah, blah. Tells us at a glance a unit of 6 Marines from Reno, part of the Black Sea Rotational Force 11, have been training military forces in Eastern Europe. Okay, they're training them in counterinsurgency techniques. We get it. We're just missing one piece of the puzzle. What about the researchers? What about the Dr. Franzfeld type students? Well, there always has to be a group of student researchers at the same time, and you won't believe it, but some arrive, and they're also from Reno, Nevada. Check out this article. I can't even make this up. It says Romania, students will give lessons at schools and help teachers. You can note that date in the corner, May 4th, 2011. And this year's cohort of students includes 2 Nevada graduates, Alex Radai and Julie Chris, and 2 graduate special, I don't know why that's in quotations, graduate special Nevada students. No clarity. Yes, there is some clarity. They're not yet formally enrolled in the graduate program, but they're going out there anyway. Jenny Sales just finished her undergraduate degree, and Amber Herda just finishing her undergraduate degree. Both of the University of Texas, not yet enrolled in the program. Okay, we get it. Nevada, Reno students are going out to Romania. Now, this all could just be a happy coincidence, unless you're a conspiracy theorist like me and you've come to the realization that Nevada, in particular, Vegas, Reno, working on behalf of Tel Aviv, they're actually the people that are running Washington, D.C.
Israel.
We live in a gambling empire. That is what America is controlled by. Like I said, you shouldn't be like me. Don't be the conspiracy theorist. Let's just continue to document the facts. We're in 2011. Tyler Boyer's back. He's fresh back from his trip to Romania. The models, the girls, the bottles, he's popping them. And he is still a student, I should mention, at Arizona State University. And Tyler Boyer then immediately falls into some luck. In April of 2011, at the end of his spring semester, he is elected by the Arizona Senate to serve as a student representative to the Arizona Board of Regents. It says that the state Senate has confirmed ASU undergraduate Tyler Storm Boyer as the new student regent for the Arizona Board of Regents. He begins a 2-year term beginning on July 1st. Oh, that's interesting. Now, in case you're wondering what they do, the Board of Regents does, it's the governing body of Arizona's public university system. They're in charge of policies. Okay. Lo and behold, after he's put into place as the student representative for Arizona State University, Erika Franzfeld enrolls into Arizona State University for her final year of college. There's just so much synergy here. There's so much synergy happening because guess who is a lieutenant colonel Marine at this time over at the Black Sea Rotational Force helping to rebuild Romania? I love this. Erika's cousin.
Oh,
What
Lord.
a year 2011 was. There is a guy, a Marine named Dennis Franzfeld. He is from Chicago. That is him, Dennis Franzfeld. And you're not going to believe this. He was in retirement. He was a retired reserve. And then he decided to come out of retirement for this. He wanted to go to Constanta and help set things up. And I'm sitting here wondering if he and Tyler Boyer crossed paths. And you're not going to believe me. It's going to get even crazier. Because before he had retired, he was actually stationed out in Afghanistan for Operation Enduring Freedom. Yes, the same exact operation that Lori Franzfeld of E3 Tech, don't ask me what it does, she wins an award for. E3 Tech won an award for Operation Enduring Freedom. I wonder if Lori Franzfeld and Dennis Franzfeld ran into each other. And he was even stationed, Dennis Franzfeld was even stationed with a Sergeant Boyer, who has since passed away, but I was wondering, I was like, I can't even go down that rabbit hole. I wonder if these families go way back. That's what I'm thinking in my crazy conspiracy mind.
Yeah.
Because I know that
Blah,
Tyler
blah,
sometimes
blah,
spells his
blah,
name
blah.
without the W. Is that family? Were you guys all together? That would be crazy. Anyway, speaking of Afghanistan,
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
The real reason we were out there? 9/11 happens. 2 weeks later, we're Operation Enduring Freedom. Well, again, I can't say this is the real reason, but the troops that came back down Rabbit Hole, I wonder if these families go way back. That's what I'm thinking in my crazy conspiracy mind, because I know that Tyler sometimes spells his name without the W. Is that family? Were you guys all together? That would be crazy. Anyway, speaking of Afghanistan, speaking of Reno, speaking of Vegas, do you know the real reason we were out there? 9/11 happens. 2 weeks later, we're Operation Enduring Freedom. Well, again, I can't say this is the real reason, but the troops that came back all said that they were tasked with guarding poppy fields. We sent our boys out there to guard flowers? That is so weird. Remember, this was before the opioid crisis.
Oh, that's
hit.
what
And the home of the opioid crisis was Tel Aviv, the Sackler family. Same university, I believe, that Miriam Adelson went to. She's going to create the solution, which is methadone. But I always wondered, I don't know if you guys are like me, but I've always wondered how it is that Tel Aviv, which doesn't actually grow any poppy flowers, how exactly they were able to get enough of those poppy seeds to cause an entire opioid crisis. How did they do it? Right? Like, who was in control of transporting all of those flowers during a time of war? We'll never know. What we do know, however, is that it was Captain Curtis Colvett who was stationed in Afghanistan. And yeah, that's Andrew Colvett's brother. Yeah, they sent the military police from
It's
Nevada
a whole
to head
family
up the
affair,
transportation company from Afghanistan. And Curtis Colvett was the commander of the 593rd Nevada National Guard Transportation Company. Specifically, you can see in this article, he commanded Bulgarian soldiers. 260 men. They were based at Camp Phoenix in Kabul. Curtis Colvett, Andrew's brother, was administratively responsible for directing these soldiers through 100 convoy missions across 4 months, transporting personnel and supplies through the high-traffic, dangerous environment of Kabul. He was the regional command captain. Wow, it's amazing.
Absolutely.
And just like the Facebook caption is going to say, he wasn't the only Colvett that was there. He was also serving with his first cousin, Robert Colvett. That's Andrew's cousin. The exact same time, Robert Colvett was the commander of the 485th Military Police. That is just incredible. Deployed. It's just, you cannot make this stuff up. And by the way, if you're wondering why they were commanding Bulgarians, Romanians, well, because everything from Afghanistan was running through Romania and Bulgaria. Emphasis on Romania. I know this because Erika actually did a podcast in 2020, and she was reflecting on her time in Romania.
Oh, Lord, she always running them out, ain't she?
And in this podcast, she's speaking with someone who was stationed in Romania, and she's asking him if the setup is the same.
Can I get y'all to hit the like button for me, please? I hit those 3 dots at the top right corner. I'm 2 hours and 12 minutes in. I should be where I needed to be by now. I'll wait. Shabbat Shalom. Hit the like button. Get your like button on.
From when she was out there. Take a listen to Erika.
Gosh, I have all of the photos of when we were on the base too. How are the Romanian troops? Because you guys share a base with them, don't you?
We do. Yeah, we had like Canadians there for a while, and
wow.
Yeah, it's a NATO joint base, so there was troops from
all
mostly America and Romania, but from other places too.
Now, is that still kind of like a halfway drop-off point too for troops from Afghanistan?
It is. It is part of that operation.
Yeah. because I remember that was going on back then, and I was like, gosh, what a bittersweet base for like troops that are coming or going.
So Romania is the halfway drop-off base from Afghanistan. Interesting. Elsewhere in that same interview, Erika reflects upon her distant cousin, she means Dennis Franzfei, who shows her around the base in Romania when she gets there. Take a listen to Erika in her own words.
The reason why I even went over there is that one of my, on my dad's side, his extended family, like a cousin, he was a part of a B-Surf over there. And I went over there in 2013. And when he was over there, we did the same thing. Like, he showed us, these are the orphanages we work with. This is the hospital that we helped rebuild. Like, amazing humanitarian things that no one talks about that our troops are doing over there. And anyways, long story short, fell in love. I don't know if you went there, fell in love with they call them placement centers, but yeah. Antonio Placement Center. Yes. And these kids are phenomenal, and they're precious, and they just want to be loved on.
Yeah, Erika, there is just so much synergy building, right? I find myself wondering if the Colvetts and the Franzfeis and the Boyers may have all run into each other in Romania. Is that a crazy question to ask? While we're transporting through Romania? Probably not, though, right? Much more likely that Erika just happened to enroll in Arizona State University for her final year of college, a mere months after Tyler is elected by the Arizona Senate to be the student representative to their Board of Regents, after he's hanging out with models and politicians in Constanta, and Dennis Franzfei's nearby. I'm sure this is all a happy coincidence, and she also just really can't remember how or when she met him. She can't. She doesn't want to reply. Well, let's bring in our 2011 timelines. I'd like for you guys to be able to see it. I know that you guys will go back home and you will look through it, and so I really put this together for you. But our 2011, yep, we have Tyler Boyer, undergrad in April. That's when he's elected. We have to the Board of Regents, May 4th. That's when we have college students from the University of Nevada-Reno, some who graduated from the University of Texas, the graduate students that are going to go to Romania. We have on June 12th, the Black Sea Rotational Force mentioned as the Marine Force from Reno that will be training countrymen in the Black Sea. And Erika's cousin, Dennis Franzfei, who is a retired lieutenant colonel from Chicago, will be there. In September, Erika will enroll into Arizona State University for her final year of school. Nobody knows how, but she's able to then graduate cum laude. She has the same thing her mother had, slips and falls, becomes a genius.
Slips and fall and become a genius.
In November, this is her come up. Erika wins the Miss Arizona competition in November. Okay, that makes her Miss Arizona for the next calendar year. So you win politicians in Constanta, and Dennis Franzfei's nearby. I'm sure this is all a happy coincidence, and she also just really can't remember how or when she met him. She can't. She doesn't want to reply. Well, let's bring in our 2011 timeline. I'd like for you guys to be able to see it. I know that you guys will go back home and you will look through it, and so I really put this together for you. But our 2011, yep, we have Tyler Boyer, undergrad in April. That's when he's elected. We have to the Board of Regents, May 4th. That's when we have college students from the University of Nevada-Reno, some who graduated from the University of Texas, the graduate students that are going to go to Romania. We have on June 12th, the Black Sea Rotational Force mentioned as the Marine Force from Reno that will be training countrymen in the Black Sea. And Erika's cousin, Dennis Franzfei, who is a retired lieutenant colonel from Chicago, will be there. In September, Erika will enroll into Arizona State University for her final year of school. Nobody knows how, but she's able to then graduate cum laude. She has the same thing her mother had, slips and falls, becomes a genius. And is able to manage this double major. In November, this is her come up. Erika wins the Miss Arizona competition in November. Okay, that makes her Miss Arizona for the next calendar year. So you win in 2011, and then you are Miss Arizona for 2012. For those of you who know nothing about the pageant world, like me, I had to realize that Captain Curtis Colvett is the commander of Nevada's Army's National Guard, the transportation company. He has Bulgarian soldiers working under him, and they are running things through Romania. Robert Colvett, who is his cousin, will simultaneously command the 485th Military Police Company in Afghanistan as well, which is like the military police unit. 2011 concludes, and like I said, Miss Erika Bronsfay, the pageant queen, has arrived. 2012 is her crown year. The first thing she does in 2012 as the queen is she just starts helping kids. She's got to help kids immediately, always, forever. And what these companies or organizations or projects do, nobody can really tell, but we can jump right back into our timeline for this. In 2012, in January, that begins her year as Miss Arizona. In February, Everyday Heroes Like You begins what's known as Johnny's Locker Ministry, and I will let you hear Erika in her own words describe what that is.
It marks a day of renewed hope for all those who have put up a fight for their life. I am blessed and honored to be here today to present to you all the second Johnny's Locker. I first want to give thanks to my inspiration, Johnny Bryant. I've been raised that everything in life happens for a reason, and that God has people come into our lives, whether it be for a week, a month, or even just a season, so that they can teach us a life lesson. Johnny is a young man with steadfast faith and unyielding dreams. He is driven, and through his courage and strong-willed heart, I am able to bring forth this contribution to you today. Johnny's Locker is an Everyday Heroes Like You program that is targeted towards enhancing the lives of children and teens undergoing life-altering and various emotional hardships that reside in hospitals, shelters, or protected facilities across the country. Our mission is to bring Johnny Bryant's courage, the afflicted youth, to serve as a reminder that they are not alone throughout this dramatic time in their life. By taking something from the locker, I want each individual to know that they are also taking with them the love and support of others who care about them overcoming any obstacle that they face in life. Just how after every race
a lot of this, you get the idea here, you get the idea, like they're going to fill up the locker and it's going to have gifts for children. I can tell you in May, she graduates, like I said, magna cum laude at Arizona State University. Per her LinkedIn, she was a double Bachelor of Science in Political Science and International Relations, so she shifted her major at some point. And then Erika, because she qualifies, is going to compete in the Miss USA pageant on May 30th, and I believe that that is in Vegas. So here she is competing, it says, at the Hollywood Resort and Casino Theater, very appropriate, of Performing Arts in Las Vegas. On June 7th of 2012, Erika is going to team up with that Tracy Martin. Tracy says they met backstage and they just decided to go into do some good together. Tracy's making handbags. She's what we refer to as a serial entrepreneur, life coach, does a little bit of everything, Jane of many trades, and $25 is going to be donated to Everyday Heroes. Every bag you buy, Everyday Heroes, and the kids are going to get $25. In July, we find Erika featured in a music video for Emerson Drive. That went pretty viral. She's My Kinda Crazy. We had mentioned to you yesterday that her boyfriend, Tyler Sanford, is alongside with her. He's also cast in that music video. In July also happens to be the time frame that Erika has a friend in the theater when there was that Batman shooting that took place in Aurora, Colorado. And this was something that bugged me because there were a lot of Turning Point people who are adjacent to shootings, meaning they knew someone or they happened to be there. More about that later, but this is the tweet. You're noticing it says Sierra Santos. It is, just to remind you, the handle is Real Miss Arizona USA, and who that is changes every year. It's like the POTUS handle on X, so Joe Biden might be tweeting, or Trump might be tweeting, depending on who is actually the POTUS. Same way in pageant world, so this is actually Erika tweeting back at someone who is saying to her, I'm disappointed that you have not acknowledged the theater shooting in Colorado. And Erika replied, one of my best friends was in the theater. So although my acknowledgement has not been blasted via social media, it's been more on a personal level. I would like to know who her best friend was that was in that theater. I would. I don't know many people. I don't know any people who you can sit down and be like, tell me how many instances you know that involved violence with guns of people that you knew. I don't know people that could say, my husband was assassinated in broad daylight, but also my friend was in the theater during a Batman shooting in Aurora, Colorado. Like I said, more on that later.
Yeah.
What happens next in August of 2012 is Everyday Heroes Like You visits the Black Sea Air Support Team in Constanta, Romania. And you can see Erika, I believe, acknowledges that this is the year that she went there. At the very least, that's when she begins the project. In November, the Romanian Angels Project officially begins in partnership with the U.S. Marines, and she is working with Colonel Otto Buscher. She thanks him. She has a video where she thanks him, and yes, this is the Colonel Otto Buscher who will be accused of running a brothel, of trafficking children. No doubt Erika knew him. She thanks him on her website. The other person she happens to thank is Major General Hugo E. Salazar. He was formerly, he is also from Arizona. It feels like everyone's got to be from Arizona or Nevada. He formerly worked in narcotics. Look at this. This is in 1994, by the way. He's working here, Joint Task Force, narcotics. It's giving Mitch Snow telling us about Fort Huachuca. Yeah. And how generals were working with the cartels in 1990, got busted, there was a big tunnel. I feel very strongly that Erika is familiar with Fort Huachuca. I think, Andrew, you might be too. Some fort. I don't know, your families seem like they might be familiar with that fort. That's some fort, my dude. The amazing General Salazar, she writes. Well, look into General Salazar, and people that work with him would not say he's so amazing. He gets accused of being incredibly corrupt. I don't know what we're doing down at the border, but I'm starting to get like upside down brain. And when people tell me that like they're working to stop drugs at the border, I'm wondering like, oh, really? Are you working to stop it? Or are you working to facilitate it? You know, it's like opposite day. That's what it feels like with our government. And it's a perfect cover, by the way. If you're going to say that I'm fighting drugs like the DARE program, or I'm putting together this organization to stop human trafficking, it gives you a pretty broad cover so nobody would ever look at you and go, wait, are you actually imparting it? Like generally, I think this is how the world works. I would like to say that. I find all of this to be remarkably suspicious. The most suspicious element for me is Erika pretending she does not remember how she met Tyler Boyer. And both of them changing their stories. Tyler Boyer responded to somebody on X and said he met her. He met Erika at the Trump rally, but he maybe forgot.
Now, I'm trying to figure out why was this scratch from Google. You know, it wasn't what, 3 months ago. We was trying to find it. I know I was while we was live, because I was trying to remind y'all about the Romanian Angels, and was connecting dots with some things that was going on when that Fort Huachuca stuff came out, and we tried to find it. Google was trying to say that it wasn't true, it was just a rumor. I need to double check it and see what it's saying now. You know, that, I mean, when they scrubbed it down. And now she's still tired. But in just a few minutes, I'm going to pull it up over here on my other device. You know, that other device that go way off up in there. Y'all need to get the likes up, because I'm going to let y'all in on a little secret with this war that's going on. With the war that's going on, that war about the Epstein files that he dodging, he faking and shaking. He every time it get close to him, he spin around and and just won't let it. Can't touch that. Boom, doom, 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 doom. Can't touch that. Or he just won't touch it at all. hollering and screaming, fuck Marjorie Taylor Greene, I don't give a fuck that is shit. Just get what she say. It start a war if you have to. I'll let that there. Yeah. And that indeed he did. After Bill and Hillary didn't get him folk enough to clear him. He did exactly what he was hollering and screaming about in the background. But interesting enough, who did I hear? I don't know if I said it to y'all or I said it to somebody else when I was on a Madam's platform. I don't remember, but I do remember saying that I thought that it felt like, yeah, hit the like button, that there was a texture in there for me. And it felt like there may have been some intentional hitting of those military bases. I said, maybe I said it to myself, I don't know, because I was supposed to go live with it a couple of days ago and couldn't, that it felt like evidence, whatever it was in these other documents, may be leading, that haven't been released just yet, that Donald Trump is saying, you hold that for dear life, and if you let this go, we all upped. I feel like those locations may be connected to some military bases, because if memory serves us correctly, and my tea sippers are smart, so I know y'all remember that Ukraine was threatening to release videos of Trump being inappropriate with minors. So the other day when I was thinking, why did this man just lie? Other than Bibi Netanyahu, well, hell, is Bibi in there? I don't know. But I was saying, why, if they were negotiating, and why they doing all of this lying, like he tried to take him out twice? No, he didn't. Iran didn't do that. Now, was there a bag supposedly been on your head? That rumor was out there. But they didn't attempt twice. So then I started thinking, but there was a threat to release a video of Trump hidden in plain sight. So then I was saying to myself, or either on somebody's platform, that I wouldn't be surprised that some of these locations that's being hit is because it's destroying evidence of what may be connected in those other documents that they don't want to release. So they're going ahead and removing evidence now. And then they'll release it a little later on. And then they'll be like, oh well, sorry, Charlie. Y'all late. Oh my God. Iran blew it up. You know what I'm saying? It got caught up in the crossfire. No, that may have been you flying over, dropping bombs on those military bases in those foreign. I think I said that on a live. I think I said that that's why. Yeah, you intentionally hit them spots. That's why we can't trust this. Exactly. So then, last night or early today, fire erupted at Bend. Yeah, because I think that was the night that Israel, the Israelis, were trying to say that it was Iran who hit Qatar's all, but it was flag. What is supposed to be called a false flag, because the Mossad got busted. Two Mossad agents got busted on friendly grounds. Y'all remember that? I may was supposed to do it and didn't, but needless to say, they was doing the 9/11, bombing themselves and trying to make it seem like it was the opposition. Well, hold that thought. Because although I said it, goodbye bombed by Israel. Although I said it, I want y'all to hear something with your own ear. No, this is not going back far enough. This is just today's. I want y'all to hear it with your own good ear. So let me come over here and find it, because that was not going back far enough for me. So hold on. I'm finna pull it up. Let me back this up.
Maybe he had another long night in Romania, but he maybe forgot, but he had already given his... that's what it feels like with our government. And it's a perfect cover, by the way. If you're going to say that I'm fighting drugs, narcotics, it's giving Mitch Snow telling us about Fort Huachuca and how generals were working with the cartels in 1990, got busted. There was a big tunnel.
With the cartel.
I feel very
Didn't they
strongly
just kill a cartel leader not too long ago?
I think, Andrew, you might be too. Some fort. I don't know. Your families seem like they might be familiar with that fort. That's some fort, my dude. The amazing General Salazar, she writes. Well,
they always need to
General
fabricate
Salazar,
some bull crap so
and
that
people
the
that work
people
with him
will
would not say he's
get
so amazing.
behind it and back it up
Gets,
and believe it.
Accused of being incredibly corrupt.
And be believing them lies.
Doing down at the border, but I'm starting to get like upside down brain, and when people tell me that like they're working to stop drugs at the border, I'm wondering like, oh, really? Are you working to stop it? Or are you working to facilitate it? You know, it's like opposite day. That's what it feels like with our government. And it's a perfect cover, by the way.
Okay,
if you're
hold
gonna
on.
say that I'm fighting drugs.
Y'all ready to hear this? Y'all get the likes up. Y'all ready to hear this?
I hate that I can't keep this a secret. I canceled all my food delivery subscriptions and upgraded to Cook Unity, and it's totally...
And all countries, certainly during the nation's difficult times, we are very popular. Everything is under control, and domestically we have no particular problems. These attacks continue solely due to the shared interests of the Zionist regime and the Americans. The miscalculation...
I need for y'all to get the like button. Hit the 3 buttons at the top right. Come on, I got the tea. I got the tea, baby. Hit the like button. I got the tea. I got the tea, baby. Baby, I got the tea for you. Baby, I got the tea for you. I got the tea for you, baby. I got the tea for you. Hit the like button. I keep my tea to myself. He said the Zionists and the U.S. Ain't that what he said?
The Zionist regime and the Americans. The miscalculation of our enemies was that solely due to the shared interests of the Zionist regime and the Americans. The miscalculation of our enemies was that they believed if our leaders were martyred, the system would completely crumble. The nation would fall apart, disintegrate, and ultimately collapse. It's been announced that a new leader will be declared by next week. Based on our figures, over 800 people.
I heard Trump mad about that.
The Zionist regime, you yourselves know that they are severely concealing the true number of their casualties
Oh,
in an operation which
wait,
was
what? They lying about the true number of casualties? Oh my God, he don't want the world to know that it's tens and twenties and of thirties of thousands of people that y'all have taken out. They lying to us. Interesting.
in an operation which was carried out just yesterday. One of the American military installations that was manned by 160 troops was subjected to an assault. Around 40 individuals were reported killed. You must be following the news from the media outlets. As I mentioned to you, we were able to attack approximately more than 27 American military outposts in the region with our own cruise.
How many? Yeah, so ain't no way if they wasn't expecting y'all that them people didn't get taken out. A lot of those people had to have been taken out, right? Y'all need to hit the like button. I'm not playing. So he lying. They not telling us the truth. They covering it up. Cause he know them midterms will be shot to hell if they knew the truth. So we got to share this video out. We got to share it out.
27 American military outposts in the region with our own more than 27. We were able to attack approximately from the media outlets. As I mentioned to you, we were able to attack approximately more than 27 American military outposts in the region with our own cruise missiles and our own hypersonic missiles. One of the things that used to happen on this island was that children, especially young girls.
Children? Oh, Lord. What, the military bases that y'all took out were the ones that had children, especially girls? Oh my God today. You trying to put it out there of what's really going on. Oh my God. Huh? They don't, so hold up. So you trying to tell us, we the people, that y'all really know what's going on, what's been going on, and why Trump reneged on the deals that y'all were working out just out of nowhere. So you trying to tell us that you know what's really going on with Donald Trump? And when he say, shh, he want you to go along with that too? Don't tell the people. We just gonna stick with only 6 people have been unalived when y'all intentionally hit those bases. Yes, because of weapons, but the ones that you hit had children there, especially little girls.
Was that children, especially young girls who had been brought there from various places, were sacrificed for the spirits of demons. They were brutally murdered. They would subject them to sexual assault, and then they would proceed to murder them. This robot is a member of Russia's Red Group, and what they truly believe, what they are absolutely convinced of, that for this.
Did y'all hear that? Give me a 1 if y'all heard that with y'all good ear. This is what Auntie Fee been trying to tell y'all. This is why I was saying the other day, this has a feel. Let me find out that it was the places where they were doing that dirty trafficking stuff at, through the military bases. And I said CIA, military bases, Maybe it was that late night one that I did. Yeah. So you telling me, now I don't know how long you been knowing, sir, but we know you know, because you bringing it up now. And not only are you bringing it up now, you're saying that it is the Zionists, not just Israel, the Zionists, and the U.S. with Trump. Y'all know what the, yeah.
To murder them. This robot is a member of Russia's Red Group, and what they truly believe,
Russia's red, because Russia mentioned it too.
Of Russia's Red Group, and what they truly believe, what they are absolutely.
What do you mean by Russia's Red Group?
To murder them. This robot is a member of Russia's Red Group, and what they truly believe, what they are absolutely convinced of, is that for the sake of their own future.
So you saying this on behalf of Russia?
For the advancement of their work, it is absolutely essential that a significant number of children be sacrificed. And I think that of their own future, for the achievement of their success, and for the advancement of their work, it is absolutely essential that a significant number of children be sacrificed. And I think that the Zionist regime of Israel has committed absolutely essential that a significant number of children be sacrificed. And I think that the Zionist regime of Israel has commenced a military operation against, they began their assault on the girls' school, launching an attack and massacring innocent children at Bina school. They believe these victims will help them achieve victory in their war. Who had been brought there from various places. One of the things that used to happen on this island was that children, especially young girls, who had been brought there from various places were sacrificed for the spirits of demons. More than 27 American military outposts in the region with our own cruise missiles and our own hypersonic missiles. One of the things that used to happen on this island was that children, especially young girls, who had been brought there from various places were sacrificed for the spirits of demons. They were brutally murdered. They would subject them to sexual assault, and then they would proceed to murder them. This robot is a member of Russia's Red Group, and what they truly believe, what they are absolutely convinced of, is that for the sake of their own future, for the achievement of their success, and for the advancement of their work, it is absolutely essential that a significant number of children be sacrificed. And I think that the Zionist regime of Israel has commenced a military operation against, they began their assault on the girls' school, launching an attack and massacring innocent children at Bina school. They believe these victims will help them achieve victory in their war.
Interesting. Makes sense? The military bases that was just popped, they were doing that cricket stuff to minors.
It's literally a port. Guys, this is Dubai World.
It's literally a port, a seaport, which means if you're seeing rockets fly over your head and hitting this port, it did not come from Iran because Iran is there. We won't see any rockets flying over our head unless we're in a ship. The rockets you see came from the opposite direction, and everyone witnessed it. No more lies, motherfuckers. Guys, this is Dubai World.
They doing
It's
dirty,
literally
dirty
a
work.
port, a seaport, which means if
And
you're
want
seeing
people to
rockets
think it's
fly
coming
over
from
your head
Iran.
and hitting this port, it did not come from Iran because Iran is there. We won't see any rockets flying over our head unless we're in a ship. The rockets you see came from the opposite direction, and everyone witnessed it.
Dirty work. So when I hear this with Candace, I was like, yep. Romania. Yep. Romania's in the Epstein files. Didn't we talk about that the other day? Oh, hold on.
Is Major General Hugo E. Salazar. He was formerly, he is also from Arizona. It feels like everyone's got to be from Arizona or Nevada. He formerly worked in narcotics. Look at this. This is in 1994, by the way. He's working here, Joint Task Force, narcotics. It's giving Mitch Snow telling us about Fort Huachuca and how generals were working with the cartels in 1990, got busted. There was a big tunnel. I feel very strongly that Erika is familiar with Fort Huachuca. I think, Andrew, you might be too. Some fort. I don't know. Your families seem like they might be familiar with that fort. That's some fort, my dude. The amazing General Salazar, she writes. Well, look into General Salazar. And people that work with him would not say he's so amazing. He gets accused of being incredibly corrupt. I don't know what we're doing down at the border, but I'm starting to get like upside down brain. And when people tell me that like they're working to stop drugs at the border, I'm wondering like, oh, really? Are you working to stop it? Or are you working to facilitate it? You know, it's like opposite day. That's what it feels like with our government. And it's a perfect cover, by the way. If you're going to say that I'm fighting drugs like the DARE program, or I'm putting together this organization to stop human trafficking, it gives you a pretty broad cover so nobody would ever look at you and go, wait, are you actually imparting it? Like generally, I think this is how the world works. I would like to say that. I find all of this to be remarkably suspicious. The most suspicious element for me is Erika pretending she does not remember how she met Tyler Boyer. And both of them changing their stories. Tyler Boyer responded to somebody on X and said he met her. He met Erika at the Trump rally, but he maybe forgot. Maybe he had another long night in Romania, but he maybe forgot that he had already given a speech at Charlie's memorial and stated that Erika called him and said, how can I help? And then he put her behind Trump. So you had to know her before the rally to put her, if she called you, said, how can I help? And also, why was she calling you to say, how can I help? Erika had a pretty big life. And then Erika tells me that she knew him through some congressman. She thinks it could have been a senator from Arizona. She thinks, but she's not sure. And she would go back and she would consult her text messages. But you know what? She has not done that yet. What do you think, guys? I think it's all coincidence that everybody in this story is just like fluffing around in Romania, like Eastern Europe at the same time. Everybody's got these military ties. Who knows what Tyler Boyer's ties are? Do you think it's a coincidence that like this happens to be the university that Jeffrey Epstein was pouring all of his money into, by the way, and he's facilitating models from Romania beginning in 2009? Do you think all of this is just one big coincidence and we are the conspiracy theorists, or is something darker afoot? Now, I'm going to vote the latter. Something darker is afoot. I am going to vote that the lack of clarity that they're giving us, the unwillingness to answer these sorts of questions, to sit down and just do an open interview in front of the world about what exactly you were involved in, maybe to produce a sentence that makes clear sense, regarding what the heck AZ Tech International does. Because blah, 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 blah. Does it work for me? It's like she's like flipping through a thesaurus. A thesaurus. She's just like, oh, we do that and that. I like that word. That's a good word. A lot of syllables in that word. I'm gonna do that. That's what everybody's got these military ties. Who knows what Tyler Boyer's ties are? Do you think it's a coincidence that like this happens to be the university that Jeffrey Epstein was pouring all of his money into, by the way, and he's facilitating models from Romania beginning in 2009? Do you think all of this is just one big coincidence and we are the conspiracy theorists, or is something darker afoot? Now, I'm going to vote the latter. Something darker is afoot. I am going to vote that the lack of clarity that they're giving us, the unwillingness to answer these sorts of questions, to sit down and just do an open interview in front of the world about what exactly you were involved in, maybe to produce a sentence that makes clear sense regarding what the heck AZ Tech International does. Because blah, 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 blah. Does it work for me? It's like she's like flipping through a thesaurus. She's just like, oh, we do that and that. I like that word. That's a good word. A lot of syllables in that word. I'm going to do that. That's what AZ Tech does. And sustainability. Doesn't work for me. I don't feel like that's what Lori was doing. I don't feel like that at all. I feel like these families are a little too complicated, and the dynamics in Arizona and everything that's going on is telling a much different story. Anyway, not going to believe me, but when we come back from break, there's another turning point person that was adjacent to a shooting that happened a long time ago. Tell you more about that when we come back.
Quickest way to improve vision.
This is the quickest way to improve vision
please
without
hit
drop
the like
surgeries
button.
or injections.
So before we go to the next phase of this, I need for y'all to get the likes up real quick. I'm gonna wait until the lights go up.
Bidding in a way that was going to hurt it. The most obvious answer is because Bibi told the President of the United States, how did this tiny country convince the world's great superpower with the greatest This is leaked video of the leaked military in history to do its bidding in a way that was going to hurt it. How did this tiny country convince the world's great superpower with the greatest military in history to do its bidding in a way that was going to hurt it? The most obvious answer is because Bibi told the President of the United States, you can join me or not, but I'm going. And at that point, you really only have two choices. Get on board. How did this tiny country convince the world's great superpower with the greatest military in history to do its bidding in a way that was going to hurt it? The most obvious answer is because Bibi told the President of the United States, you can join me or not, but I'm going. And at that point, you really only have two choices. Get on board or tell Israel no. And if they did it, that would not protect us because there are hundreds of thousands of Americans in the Middle East, and they're also the world's most important energy infrastructure. Now, of course, there's a third theoretical option. You say no, and if you do it, we're going to cut off aid. But that was not even on the table. The last president to do that, John F. Kennedy in 1962, when he got in a dispute with the founding prime minister of Israel, David Ben-Gurion, over Israel's nuclear program at Dimona, and President Kennedy said, no, can't keep testing, and I'm demanding inspections. Of course, he was not able to make good on those promises because he was killed. The truth is, and this is hard to say as a proud American, but the United States didn't make the decision here. Benjamin Netanyahu did. How did...
This is leaked video of the elites dining with the reptilians. Now, the reptilians and the elites have been working together since the beginning of time. They definitely control this world behind the scenes, and the reptilians definitely have an agenda. This is leaked
I'm waiting on y'all to hit the like button.
Dining with the reptilians. Now, the reptilians and the elites have been working together since the beginning of time. They definitely control this world behind the scenes, and the reptilians...
I am waiting on y'all to hit the like button. They haven't went up but one. And if not, then I'm just going to end it. Very little support with gyms. No support. Lights ain't up. That's why I didn't come yesterday. I'm getting sick of it. Did y'all wish Scooter a happy birthday yesterday? I can't call him my little man no more. He 21. He 21. I can't call him my little man no more. I can't even call him my Scooter Booter. Hey, Janet. Double tap the face of if you're on your phone, just tap it twice, the face of your phone, and it should give you a thumbs up. You should only have to do it. See if that works. Somebody just took a like away. Thank you, Monty. Yeah. I looked at the last few of them and my likes just did not match the amount of people that was in here. And it didn't give me no reason to come yesterday, and almost didn't give me a reason to come today. Where did I see that about connecting Erika with the Epstein files? Thank you, Monty. Iran has a tape.
A short time ago, the United States military began major combat operations in Iran.
Here's the hilarious... They just kicked off 2 brand new wars to politely sweep the Epstein files under the rug. Because nothing says move on like missile footage.
A short time ago, the United States military began major combat operations in Iran.
Here's the hilariously convenient timeline nobody seems to notice. February 19th, Prince Andrew gets arrested for his little Epstein side hustle.
That island was really a cesspool. There's no question about it.
How does he know if he was never there?
He'll tell you about it.
How does he know if he was never there?
Bill Gates
Thanks,
drops
honey.
the world's most sincere, sorry I hung out with that guy apology.
You know, I never went to the island. I never met any women. And so, you know, the more that comes out, the more clear it'll be.
Truly from the heart.
I know, but it won't get to the American
Please
people
forgive me.
if the likes don't get up.
Russian girls.
They won't push it in the
I promise
algorithm.
you, that was it.
February 26th, Hillary
Hearing,
testifies.
if there are photos that are being released of the secretary as she is testifying, can you please explain how that
I'm done with this. If you guys are doing that, I am done. You can hold me in contempt from now until the cows come home. This is just typical
That was not what was
World
said.
Economic Forum president dramatically yeets
Not our
himself
war.
out of the job. Very normal Tuesday. February 27th, Bill Clinton testifies. 7 straight days of the most damning elite dirt dump in recent memory.
Did you ever visit Epstein's Little St. James Island?
And then, poof, plot twist of the century. Same day, Pakistan decides, You know what Afghanistan needs? More problems. Next day, U.S. casually removes Iran's supreme leader from the org chart. 2 wars, 48 hours, chef's kiss. You can't delete scandals, darling, but you can bury them under enough explosions that the average scroll zombie forgets what day it is. Epstein was trending harder than a new TikTok dance. Now, everyone's sharing thoughts and prayers reels, while the talking heads scream about geopolitics. Clinton who? Gates what? Never heard of him. But wait, here's the part where even the tinfoil hat starts laughing. The exact same day the Iran fireworks begin, OpenAI snags a multi-billion-dollar Pentagon deal. And guess who's got his manicured fingers in OpenAI's pie? Our boy Billy Gates, via Microsoft. Tuesday, he's doing the sad puppy eyes over Epstein photos. Friday, he's counting defense contract money like it's Christmas. Coincidence? 7 powerful weirdos get publicly embarrassed in 7 days. 2 wars get lit in 2 days. While you're busy doom-scrolling missile cam, Gates cashes the biggest check of his life. Prince Andrew goes right back to waving at horses, and 0 elites see handcuffs. Shocking development. Most people watch the news like it's separate episodes of different shows. Cute. The people who own the media, own the wars, own who gets dragged, and who gets a quiet NDA. How do you stop them? You don't. They're playing 4D chess while you're still figuring out checkers. But you can see the script they keep running on loop, and stop pretending the next big exposure is going to do anything but buy them another war to hide behind. Remember that classic gem from 98?
So y'all don't want to get the lights up.
All right, you guys, thanks to you, last year, Preborn helped rescue.
Okay. I'll keep my good old hot tea. So if y'all wonder why in the future y'all don't be seeing me, it's because y'all can't get the lights up. Or you want to be spiteful. I don't get the support I should be getting with the tea I give.
So I have been very clear with you guys that I'm beginning to ponder all of these mass shootings that take.
Hello.
Take place, whether these are actually military targets, politically guided. It's like nature's own shield packed with antioxidants and over 300 beneficial compounds. It's been used for centuries to help support immunity, soothe scratchy throats, and keep you feeling your best. It's clean, natural, and free from all the junk that you can't pronounce. No dyes, no chemicals, and no fake sugars. Last year, they launched a kid-friendly version of their nasal spray, and the mist is soft and gentle, so kids will actually use it. Today, beekeepers now shootings that take place, whether these are /Candace or enter code Candace at checkout to get 20% off your order. That's beekeepersnaturals.com/Candace, and you can enter code Candace to get 20% off your order. Your products are also available at Target, Whole Foods, Walmart, Amazon, CVS, and Walgreens. So I have been very clear with you guys that I'm beginning to ponder all of these mass shootings that take place, whether these are actually military targets, politically guided targets, and hits that they eventually just blame on some kid who's drugged out of his mind, or a trans person, again, constantly engaging us in this left-right dialogue. Oh, well, the left says we need gun laws, we need to have stricter gun laws, and then the right says, no, it's a gun that saves lives, and we don't need that, and we need to have more guns, and nobody could be paying attention to the fact that these are just like a gang taking out people. I don't know. Left and right are always blaming each other. We refuse to consider the very real possibility that there is a criminal syndicate that controls both sides and feeds the narrative instantly to the newspapers and to
Mrs. Tom, hey.
Their agents all throughout the media. You hit hard at the left, you hit hard at the right. Keep these people engaged at one another's throats. Well, anyway, in the past, I had mentioned to you on the topic of Erika and that shooting out in Aurora, that in particular, she wasn't the only
No,
one. A lot of
you
people
under a
who
different
were
name.
surrounding Charlie had some
You under a different
proximity, some
name, aren't
personal
you?
story that they could share relating to a shooting.
Yeah, didn't you did something different. Yeah, but what did you do different? I'm sure if I go to my yeah, that's where this wrench is at. It's under that one.
Throats. Well, anyway, in the past, I had mentioned to you on the topic of Erika and that shooting out in
Oh,
Aurora, that in
okay.
particular, she wasn't the only one. A lot of people who were surrounding Charlie had some proximity, some personal story that they could share relating to a shooting of the past. Okay, so we already showed you Erika. She had a friend who was in the theater. Okay, Rob McCoy, he lost 2 congregants in the Thousand Oaks shooting at the Borderline Bar in 2018, and then he subsequently became the mayor and very close with the victim's family. And let's not forget, by the way, that what was happening at the bar that night, many people in the bar were there
We got
because they were
time.
having a reunion of some description because they had survived the largest mass shooting in American history, the one that the media swept under the rug very quickly. We got no details. The Vegas shooting of October of 2017.
Hit the
Apparently
3
that had to
dots
do
at the
with
top
the Middle
right
East,
corner.
actually. Israel, the Middle East, swept under the rug. No lone shooter, Stephen Paddock. We'll never know the answers. But again, so Rob McCoy knows these whatever. But there's another Rob McCoy adjacent one as well, and it involves Turning Point. Rob McCoy was the person who organized the Nashville Covenant School Memorial in 2023 because it just so happened that Turning Point was having a pastors' summit down the road when that happened, when the shooting happened. And again, that was a trans person, and then that trans person was immediately shot. Guest pastor summit, right place, wrong time. Okay. Well, guess what, guys? We can now add another Turning Point staff member, certain Turning Point employee who was in the midst of a shooting. This time, it was one that took place in Kirkwood, Missouri, back in 2008 at the City Hall. On February 7, 2008, there was a man named Charles Thornton. He went by Cookie, and he went on a shooting rampage at a city council meeting in his hometown, okay? And while shooting, he yelled, he shouted, "Shoot the mayor, shoot the mayor." He killed 2 police officers, 3 city officials. He injured also a reporter, and he shot the mayor twice.
Oh yeah. Erika Kirk with her love affair. I don't know if there's volume to this. Yeah, no, but it's some writing. Oh my. Are the Erika Kirk lesbian rumors true? That's what it looked like. It was sure example on why she never seemed to care about her husband. Do you see what I see? Way up. Okay, say way up in there. Do you see what I see? A kiss from Erika Kirk, the lesbian lover. Erika Kirk with her lover. She got her cross on, y'all. She has her cross. She got her rosary in her hand. You said, is what? Who is this? She's sucking face with. You came right in the nick of time, huh? There are certainly enough demon queens in this movement, right, Lady Graham? Who is Lady Graham? Barbie. My sources are telling me Barbie Weiss is relieved to have another evil. That's not that 15-year-old girl, is it? Do you see what I see? Well, she said, well, oh my, oh me, oh my. Charlie ain't been gone 6 months. She's already locking lips, tongue, and is she sucking on the top? Sucking on top lip, kissing with another babe. Is this what goes on up in the White House? Ain't that white and gold? Is that the white and gold room? Or what do we have going on up in here? Joe said, steaming tea. It's getting hot in here. She about to take off her clothes. Everybody getting busy, ain't they? What in the world is going on? Then she said, let me kiss your lips. Let me suck your lips down. Yes, indeed. I got the tea. And y'all don't have the likes for my tea. Woo, baby. Trump said, how can I get off in here? Who is she kissing? I ain't read it now. Y'all want me to bring the tea and read it too? Oh. Is this Erika Kirk was texting with a 15-year? That girl ain't 15 years old. I had no clue that she was into girls. Yeah, I don't think that's the same. My sources are, who is Barbie Weiss? I don't know if they're saying it's, I don't know who it is. I just got the tea. I just got the tea. Ooh, that tea hot. Ooh, that tea hot. Ooh, that tea hot. Let me go on and finish Candace so I can enjoy my... thank you, Kim. All smiles. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed the tea. There's more tea where that came from. Thank you, Mrs. Tom. Let me finish her up.
In the head. I
can't remember what I was looking for.
He died 7 months later due to complications from the injury. Again, interesting target, I would say.
And like and subscribe.
And he went on a shooting rampage at a city council meeting.
I don't forgot who she talking about.
Okay.
Who she talking about?
Rob McCoy was the person who
that tea was too hot. I don't remember.
She had a friend who was in the theater. Okay.
Oh,
Rob
yeah, okay.
McCoy, he lost 2 congregants in the Thousand Oaks shooting at the Borderline Bar in 2018, and then he subsequently became the mayor and very close with the victim's family. And let's not forget, by the way, that what was happening at the bar that night, many people in the bar were there because they were having a reunion of some description because they had survived the largest mass shooting in American history. the one that the media swept under the rug very quickly. We got no details. The Vegas shooting of October of 2017. Apparently that had to do with the Middle East, actually. Israel, the Middle East, swept under the rug. No, lone shooter, Stephen Paddock. We'll never know the answers. But again, so Rob McCoy knows these whatever. But there's another Rob McCoy adjacent one as well, and it involves Turning Point. Rob McCoy was the person who organized the Nashville Covenant School Memorial in 2023, because it just so happened that Turning Point was having a pastors' summit down the road when that happened, when the shooting happened. And again, that was a trans person, and then that trans person was immediately shot. Guest pastor summit, right place, wrong time.
Yeah. That lied and said he called his daddy then.
Well, guess what, guys? We can now add another Turning Point staff member,
Rob
Turning
McCoy's
Point
son,
employee,
Mikey,
who was in the midst of a shooting.
Okay,
this time it was one that took place in Kirkwood. We don't need that, and we need to have more guns, and nobody could be paying attention to the fact that these are just like a gang taken out. Today, Beekeepers Naturals is giving my viewers an exclusive offer. Go to beekeepersnaturals.com/ and to their agents all throughout the media. You hit hard at the left, you hit hard at the right. Keep these people engaged at one another's throats. Well, anyway, in the past, I had mentioned to you on the topic of Erika and that shooting out in Aurora, that in particular, she wasn't the only one. A lot of people who were surrounding Charlie had some proximity, some personal story that they could share relating to a shooting of the past. Okay, so we already showed you Erika. She had a friend who was in the theater. Okay, Rob McCoy, he lost 2 congregants in the Thousand Oaks shooting at the Borderline Bar in 2018, and then he subsequently became the mayor and very close with the victim's family. And let's not forget, by the way, that what was happening at the bar that night, many people in the bar were there because they were having a reunion of some description because they had survived the largest mass shooting in American history, the one that the media swept under the rug very quickly. We got no details. The Vegas shooting of October of 2017. Apparently that had to do with the Middle East, actually. Israel, the Middle East, swept under the rug. No, lone shooter, Stephen Paddock. We'll never know the answers. But again, so Rob McCoy knows these whatever. But there's another Rob McCoy adjacent one as well, and it involves Turning Point. Rob McCoy was the person who organized the Nashville Covenant School Memorial in 2023, because it just so happened that Turning Point was having a pastors' summit down the road when that happened, when the shooting happened. And again, that was a trans person, and then that trans person was immediately shot. Guest pastor summit, right place, wrong time. Okay. Well, guess what, guys? We can now add another Turning Point staff member, Turning Point employee, who was in the midst of a shooting. This time, it was one that took place in Kirkwood, Missouri, back in 2008 at the City Hall. On February 7, 2008, there was a man named Charles Thornton. He went by Cookie, and he went on a shooting rampage at a city council meeting in his hometown, okay? And while shooting, he shouted, "Shoot the mayor, shoot the mayor." He killed 2 police officers, 3 city officials. He injured also a reporter, and he shot the mayor twice in the head. The mayor survived that day, but he died 7 months later due to complications from the injury. Again, interesting target, I would say, but this is a crazy man. Cookie was a crazy man who never stood trial because he died from 2 gunshot wounds in a shootout with police. Who was there? None other than Justin Strife, the current COO of Turning Point USA, who became the COO 7 days before Charlie was assassinated. I actually have heard from people that Erika pushed for Justin Strife, and I will say allegedly there, because this is Turning Point employees that are saying that Erika was driving Charlie to give Justin Strife more power. Again, I cannot confirm that. That is a Turning Point employees. Everyone can say that until I have proof. It's just hearsay. But what we can confirm is that regarding that shooting in Missouri in 2008, he appears in a news clip, and he speaks about Cookie. I don't know if he was working at the city council hall. He definitely sounds familiar with what's going on. I'm just going to let you listen to him in his own words. Take a listen.
Sirens wail outside Kirkwood City Hall in Missouri The building that usually houses mundane civic meetings became the scene of a rampage Thursday night after a gunman stormed the building and opened fire. 2 police officers and 3 city officials were killed. The mayor was critically hurt, and a newspaper reporter was wounded.
Yeah, it's really shocking. When I heard about it, I was just like, oh my God.
The shooter was eventually shot and killed by police. It's reported he was Charles Cookie Thornton, who had a reputation for disrupting city meetings and for making outrageous statements.
I've heard that this guy has come to the council meetings before and complained about tickets and fines that he's gotten from the city, and he's kind of made threats before.
Thought the police were racist in the town. You always heard him saying that he thought the police were running a plantation.
Police say the gunman shot one officer outside the building, then went inside and immediately shot another in the head. He then continued firing, taking aim at city council members. At one point, the city attorney tried to fight off the attacker by throwing chairs.
Everyone knows he's kind of crazy, and I mean, I don't think anyone ever thought it would get to this point.
Hours after the shootings, officers from neighboring cities and communities were still arriving to pay respects to the fallen officers.
Anytime an officer goes down, you're going to see officers show up from everywhere. Regardless of boundaries or department guidelines, they're going to be here, and that's what you're seeing tonight.
The city of Kirkwood recently made national news after a pizza worker named Michael Devlin was arrested in the kidnapping of Sean Hornbeck and Ben Ownby.
This isn't the town that Kirkwood really is. A family-oriented, very quiet town. And so something like this, I mean, just is really going to throw this town into chaos.
I certainly did not know that he was involved in Kirkwood. Is he working at the city council? Was he living there? How did he know Cookie? He's speaking about Cookie and what Cookie was upset about. Was he just there, featured at meetings at the city council, and heard Cookie rant about racism? I do love that it's not the trans narrative, it's 2008, so it was more about like BLM narrative, and it's like Cookie just thought everybody was racist, and that's why he did this, and Cookie's gone and he won't be able to speak for himself. But it's interesting to me because I can't name anybody in my circle who could just be like, oh, me, yeah, no, I was at this, or I know this person did this shooting, and this, but it's like, is this normal conversation at brunch with the girls? I'm asking. I'm genuinely asking. Is it, if you could just stay in a room and boom, 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 okay, McCoy, Strife, oh yeah, no, I was there, blah, blah. Does that seem normal to you? Anyway, I wanted to leave you with that because I am increasingly amazed by it. I'm amazed by their lack of fortune in life, that they should be so close and be able to comment on so many tragedies, including the one that happened on September 10th, in which all of them obviously were very close, the very best friends, closest people to Charlie Kirk. Never mind the fact that they're quite literally getting community noted on X right now for just making up stuff that Charlie would have said or thought despite all of the evidence to the contrary regarding the Iranian war. Could you imagine you leave this earth and the people who take over the empire that you built, the business empire that you built, are now trying to make people believe that you would have said the opposite and believe the opposite of the things that you said while you were on this earth. It's incredible. To me, it is an act of tremendous betrayal, moral betrayal. It's completely immoral what they're doing, and I don't know how they do it. I really do not know how they do it outside of the understanding that Elizabeth Lane posits, the journalist Elizabeth Lane, that we are dealing with true psychopaths. Anyway, we'll be right back to answer some of your comments after a brief break. All right, you guys, I am always looking for snacks and supplements made with real ingredients, nothing weird and nothing artificial. That's why I have been loving Paleo Valley. Recently, my manager has been nonstop talking about their salted caramel bone broth protein powder. She puts it in HELOC, which can fluctuate with the market. The Smart Equity loan offers a... Okay, so tomorrow now we arrive, we're kind of almost towards the end of this series, into how Erika met Charlie, right? And Tyler Boyer's going to be involved in this, and Lori's doing some interesting stuff, and again, I get the vibes that maybe they all knew each other. Am I crazy? I don't know. Well, let's get into some of your top comments from yesterday's episode. Miranda writes, the apple doesn't fall far, far away from the tree. Yeah, not when it comes to Lori. Chell Gray writes, Candace is literally single-handedly better than the entire FBI, and they know it. Well, I mean, where is Kash Patel from? Isn't he from Reno or Las Vegas? You have to look it up for me. I'm pretty sure, right? He lives in Vegas. I'm pretty sure. So yeah, you shouldn't be expecting him to do anything unless his boss is telling him he can. Do Gun Morgan writes, Erika locked herself up for 8 straight months for no reason, but she could not lock herself up for 2 days after losing her husband. Nothing feels normal with this woman. Wow, what a valid point. What a valid point. We know she can lock herself up, but she sure didn't do it. She didn't do it at all. All right, you guys, going to get into some of your comments for this episode. First up, we have Good Season, Operation Enduring Freedom, Operation Epic Fury, Operation Erika Fraud Space, something there, Stay, Max, yeah. Who are these operations benefiting? How is it possible? I just look at Tel Aviv, they're like, we're the this capital of the world. We're the diamond capital of the world. Oh, really? That's weird. Because diamonds aren't found here. Where are you getting them from? And then you go to the countries and you go to the source of the countries where they're getting all this stuff from. And there are civil wars, and there are always, of course, that is especially where you have, these terror groups, these Muslim terrorists. For whatever reason, these Muslim terrorists only want to terrorize to benefit Israel. It's so strange. I cannot work it out. If you're a Muslim terrorist, we want to hear from you. Why are you doing that, right? Why are you stealing and robbing and doing things down in Congo to the benefit of Israel? We want to hear from you. It's very strange. More tips. Cancer is gone. Hey, I'm a Muslim terrorist and I work for Israel. Why do you do that? How are they the capital of everything? And they just get untouched. I'm thinking it's because they're directing the wars and the terrorism. That is the obvious answer, my friends. By the way, we had a few people email us with some potential options as to who was the person in Parliament, the Romanian Parliament that Tyler was meeting with. We just need to research that and reach out to some people before we guess. But for sure, I think we got it down to 2 possible modeling agencies. More on that tomorrow. Paughton writes, it's curious given all of these grassroots companies that Erika Kirk says that she began, one would think anyone who was saved or helped would indignantly come to her defense. Radio silence and crickets, things that make you go, well, she did have Tracy Martin say that she's been friends with her, since Romanian Angels, and she met her apparently backstage, and they just had a beautiful, lovely friendship. And I mean, I asked Tracy Martin when I spoke to her on the phone, I'm like, are you at all concerned that everything she says is a lie? Just basic facts, hey, she says she didn't have a boyfriend. Well, you knew her when she had boyfriends. Does that strike you as odd that your friend is lying? And she was like, people change, and people can change, or something like that. And I was like, this is not changing, this is lying. It's just, she's lying through her teeth and keeps getting caught. And everyone else is just trying to tell us it's okay. People in media are trying to tell us it's okay. This is part of the grieving process. You become a compulsive liar and reverse things that your husband intended, your assassinated husband intended for the organization that he built. Pre-888 writes, Afghanistan grows poppies. I remember once watching a video where an Afghan farmer said that their land was leased by the American government for poppies. So weird. That is so weird. How did the Sackler family get all of this? I have to know. Their name was actually etched on the university, at Tel Aviv University, and then they took it down after the opioid crisis. So they were doing it to benefit Tel Aviv. Tel Aviv loved that. It's just all very strange how we continue to suffer. They bring us their gambling. Miriam Adelson served in the IEF. Sheldon Adelson said his biggest regret in life was that he didn't. And so they bring us their filth, and they somehow are able to expand their borders. Our people are addicted. They come back with PTSD from having served overseas. There's zero benefit at all. Then they encourage us to engage in more filth. Go to Vegas. What is your addiction? Get a credit card and fill it up, overspend money you don't have. They want to know what your vice is, and that's what they curate. That is the story of Israel. It's absolute filth. The best thing you can do is resist it, If you get out of debt, I know it's hard. It took me a while. But if you get out of debt, don't take out any more credit. Don't ever go to Vegas. It's the city of sin. It's called Sin City for a reason. It is curating your vices. Don't gamble. These are things that you can do if you really want to fight and see what you can do in your own life and in your own capacity. Abstain. Truly abstain. Practice abstinence in every regard. P. Bailey writes, I live here in the Nevada capital. I have to talk to you before I even read the rest of your comment, P. Bailey. There is a war happening in my control room. Ashley is from the West, and she says Nevada. People from the West say Nevada. I am from Connecticut, and I refuse, okay? Because me and Chris and Dom, we are from the East, and Nevada is not, we're not going to be doing that. And so I would just like to know generally in the chat,
Nevada.
do you it or do you it? And if you it, don't tell me. I don't want to speak to you guys anymore.
Nevada.
Anyways, people,
Nevada.
I know you live in the Nevada capital. How classy of you. I am determined to find out this information. I know a lot of Marines and retired military here. If there's anything specific that you'd like me to find out, let me know. I'm going Max. Find out why some of them are saying Nevada. And yeah, I mean, I guess there have been a lot of testaments that are available on the internet, and we should have showed some of them, the testimonies, pardon me, regarding what they were doing. Everybody knows they were guarding poppy fields.
Burning, tingling.
I was back here
This new 3-in-1
trying to
massager
find
targets all the root
what
causes.
it was that
We
I
worked
had
with a
that
team of
connected.
And everybody knows that we got an opioid crisis following that from the Sackler family.
Erica.
And all they ever have to do is pay a fine. Oh, everyone's addicted, everyone's high, we get to pay a fine. This many people died, we get to pay a fine. They're drug traffickers and they're human traffickers out of Tel Aviv. Tel Aviv runs Vegas, created Vegas, and you could argue. And beyond that, they control DC. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. But anything you find, obviously, anybody send us more tips at CandaceOwens.com. Akutsa writes, I lived through it, referring to what happened in Romania. It was a SHIT show for sure, and I saw the execution almost live. Crazy. By the way, really get into the history of the Nuremberg trials as well. Young boys who had to serve in the military, just lined up and shot, found guilty because they wore a uniform that was their country's uniform. Crazy what happened to them. It was a mass Christian slaughter. And the Bolsheviks, who created concentration camps, just all magically disappeared and went to Israel. Just kidding. Nope, not kidding at all. They all went to Israel, and they gave themselves new names. Hebrew-sounding ones. Yes, that's how Benjamin Milikowski becomes Netanyahu, because it just sounds more biblical, despite the fact that he is a worshiper of the occult and is obviously possessed by a lot of demons. If we're being frank, there's never enough sacrifice to Baal for Israelis. That's what it appears to be. There's never enough bloodshed, children's lives, mass murder, constantly sacrificing to their gods. Lastly, Jess Baker writes, on February 9th, I had a dream that you were getting ready to do an explosive episode that involved Andrew Colbert, and you had an edgy Asian makeup artist. I hope you do in real life. Continually praying for your safety. Love you so much. I do not have an edgy Asian makeup artist, and I really resent that fact right now. I have Evelyn, and she's Mexican. But, she looks a little Asian. She says that. So, there we go. Lastly, if you'd like to support the show, you can go to our website, purchase merch.
Okay, but before we go, I need for y'all to hear something. Even though y'all don't have a Justice Department post FBI interview related to Trump. Justice Department post FBI interview related to Trump SCX abuse allegation. CNN. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. But before we go, I want y'all to hear this. I was hoping to find it's two things I want y'all to hear. I want y'all to hear this one. It's two before we go. This is about the 1200 detainees. That was at Alligator's Island.
People who were detained at Alligator Alcatraz have vanished, and their records have been completely wiped from the online ICE data. 1,200 people who were detained at Alligator Alcatraz have vanished, and their records have been completely wiped from the online ICE database. Their families and lawyers have no idea where they are and have no way to reach. 1,200 people who were detained at Alligator Alcatraz have vanished, and their records have been completely wiped from the online ICE database.
Y'all eating them.
Their families and lawyers have no idea where they are and have no way to reach them. That's over 2/3 of the detainees who are being held there who are just gone. This information comes at the same time as reports confirm that ICE is using untraceable military flights to send immigrants to prison camps in third world countries. This is literally exactly how a certain tragedy started in 1930s Germany, and now it's repeating here. I cannot even begin to overstate how fucking terrifying I am. That's over 2/3 of the detainees who are being held there who are just gone. This information comes at the same time as reports confirm that ICE is using untraceable military flights to send immigrants to prison camps in third world countries. This is literally exactly how a certain tragedy started in 1930s Germany, and now it's repeating here. I cannot to send immigrants to prison camps in third world countries. This is literally exactly how a certain tragedy started in 19.
What tragedy, Auntie Fee? To our beef, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on a sesame seed bun. Y'all understand where those people are?
1,200 people who were detained at Alligator Alcatraz have vanished, and their records have been completely wiped from the online ICE database. Their families and lawyers have no idea where they are and have no way to reach them. That's over 2/3 of the detainees who are being held there who are just gone. This information comes at the same time as reports confirm that ICE is using untraceable military flights to send immigrants to prison camps in third world countries. This is literally exactly how a certain tragedy started in 1930s Germany, and now it's repeating here. I cannot even begin to overstate how fucking terrifying it is that our government is actively disappearing people and then wiping all records of their existence. There's absolutely is actively disappearing people and then
disappearing people. What is that called? They got seasoning all on top of it. Barbecue. They're gonna put it on the grill. Chop it up. Tenderizer. But what is that? Can somebody tell me what these are? 1, 2, 3, yeah. What is that? I need for y'all to tell me what that is.
to overstate how fucking terrifying it is that our government is actively disappearing people and then wiping all records of their existence. There's absolutely zero mainstream coverage of this, so please save and share to get the word out, because this is something we can.
The rabbi, so did Putin. Said it's inhumane. that they are feeding the U.S. human meat. So the people in alligator Alcatraz, Alcatraz alligator, which one? There is no trace of them. They've just disappeared. And here's the last one. I got plenty more to show y'all, but yeah, I ain't even gonna have to repeat that no more. Where is this one at? On Rest to Go. Is that the one? That's the Dead Sea Scroll. That's that guy. Y'all know that guy that cut up yesterday in the hearing. He ain't got so much. They can't find him. Y'all do know they can't find him, or they won't tell his family where he at. The one that spoke against. What are you, I don't remember what you're talking about.
So by now you all know that Kristi Noem has taken her leave from the department.
Yeah, no. You know. Let's hear this one. You know that guy, he's missing.
Israel is not the one God is talking about. Israel in the Middle East, the state of Israel is not Bible Israel. Okay. The state of Israel was. Israel is not the one God is talking about. Israel in the Middle East, the state of Israel is not Bible Israel. Okay. The state of Israel was a political and economic orchestration in 1948. That's not Bible Israel. Oh no. In the Bible, Israel is a person. Jacob. He wrestled with God. Towards morning, his tie was broken. Until from now your name will no more be called Jacob, but Israel, who have prevailed with God. Then the children of Jacob now formed the 12 tribes of Israel. But because they did not obey God and follow God, their enemies scattered them all over the earth. So that Israel was gone. Oh, in 1948, there was a political arrangement by the Rothschild. If you know the Rothschild, yes, the Rothschild actually created the state of Israel, historically. Wow. So the Israel you have today in the Middle East is not the Israel in the Bible. So where is Israel of the Bible? It's no more. Scattered. It's no more. So why now some people will say, oh, we are the real Israelites, we are the Jews, we are the Israelites? Well, if you study the Bible very well, the coming of Jesus demystified Israel. The coming of Jesus retired Israel.
The coming of Christ. The coming of Christ. The coming of Christ.
In the Middle East is not the Israel in the Bible. So where is Israel of the Bible? It's no more. Scattered. It's no more. So why now some people will say, oh, we are the real Israelites, we are the Jews, we are the Israelites? Well, if you study the Bible very well, the coming of Jesus demystified Israel. The coming of Jesus retired Israel. Because when Jesus came, he put an end to the dichotomy between the Jew and the Gentile. Jesus took the Jew, the Gentile, put them together, and out of the Jew and the Gentile brought out a new kind of humanity that never existed before, which is now the true Israel of God, which is not measured by circumcision in the foreskin, but circumcision of the heart. That's where the Bible teaches it. So today, the Israel of God are those that are born of God by believing in the gospel of Christ. It's no more a state somewhere in the middle. This Israel is not the one God is talking about. The Israel in the Middle East, the state of Israel, is not Bible Israel. Okay. The state of Israel was a political and economic orchestration in 1948. That's not Bible Israel. Oh no. In the Bible, Israel is a person. Jacob. He wrestled with God. Towards morning, Is that
How much louder do you want to talk?
I speak
How much louder do you want to talk, Marine?
Listen,
Everybody, this Marine wants to be heard.
I can't.
He missing. This Marine is missing.
Personally affected. My wife is Palestinian. My wife is Palestinian. I have soldiers. I
Be a leader. Be a leader. Be a
You're welcome.
Start with respect.
I have tried to, sir, and I've tried to.
You started escalating.
I do that because I'm a Marine and I have lived, I fought for our country, and I have this emotional response. I do this with everybody. I do this with my family. I do this with my wife. This is what it looks like, ma'am.
We do not support Israel. We do not support Israel.
She will tell you out.
American people have to say that.
This is not This is how the American people feel. We do not want to die for Israel.
How much louder do you want to talk?
That man is missing.
How much louder do you want to talk, Marine?
Listen,
Everybody, this Marine wants to be heard.
I can't.
Come on down here.
I do want to be heard because I am personally affected. My wife is Palestinian. My wife is Palestinian. I have soldiers.
Why would he not want to hear from the Marine?
Leader. Be a leader.
Start with respect.
I have tried to, sir, and I've tried to.
You started escalating.
I do that because I'm a Marine and I have lived, I fought for our country, and I have this emotional response. I do this with everybody. I do this with my family. I do this with my wife. This is what it looks like, ma'am.
We do not support Israel. We do not support Israel. How many times do the American people have to say that?
This is
It's not about you. It's about the American people.
This is how the American people feel. We do not want to die for Israel.
The people.
How much louder do you want to talk?
I speak.
How much louder do you want to talk, Marine?
Listen,
Everybody, this Marine wants to be heard. Come on down here.
I mean, and he's doing that as if he don't have a right.
The Tough Guy Act and these Senate hearings. You know where to find me. Any place, anytime, cowboy. Sir, this is a time, this is a place. If you want to run your mouth, we can be two consenting adults. We can finish it here.
Okay, that's fine. Perfect.
You want to do it now?
I'd love to do it right now.
Well, stand your butt up then.
Stand your butt up.
Oh, hold on. Oh, stop it.
Is that your solution, everybody?
No, sit down. Sit down. Okay. You know, you're a United States Senator. Sit down.
Active.
Okay. Sit down, please.
A senator?
Hold it.
Are they?
If we can,
A what?
the Tough Guy Act and these Senate hearings. You know where to find me. Any place, anytime, cowboy. Sir, this is a time, this is a place. If you want to run your mouth, we can be two consenting adults. We can finish it here.
Okay, that's fine. Perfect.
You want to do it now?
I'd love to do it right now.
Well, stand your butt up then.
You stand your butt up.
Oh, hold on.
Big guy.
Oh, stop it.
Is that your solution, everybody?
No, sit down. Sit down. Okay. You know, you're a United States Senator. Sit down.
Active.
Okay. Sit down, please.
All right.
Can I respond?
Hold it. If we can, no, I have the mic. I'm sorry.
This is
Hold
what he
it.
said.
You'll have your time.
Okay.
Can I respond?
Oh, no, you can't. This is.
You talking about the McRib?
And God knows the American people have enough of contempt for Congress. Let's not
I don't
make
like
it worse.
thugs and
You-
bullies. And that's
I don't like you because you
Hold it.
described yourself.
Hold it. You have the mic. You have time.
All right.
Make your statement.
Then let's do this, because I did challenge you and I accepted your challenge, and you went quiet.
No, I didn't go quiet. You challenged me to a cage match, acting like a.
I'm sorry.
This is what he said.
You'll have your time.
Okay.
Can I respond?
Oh, no, you can't. This is a
Bernie
hearing.
Sanders, let
And
that
God
hair
knows the
go.
American people have enough of contempt for Congress. Let's not
I don't
make
like
it worse.
When you have to comb your hair forward, it's time to let it go.
Hold it.
Described yourself.
Hold it. You have the mic. You have time.
All right.
Make your statement.
Then let's do this, because I did challenge you and I accepted your challenge, and you went quiet.
No, I didn't go quiet. You challenged me to a cage match, acting like a 12-year-old schoolyard bully.
Excuse me. Hold it. No, excuse me.
I will say exactly.
Senator Mullen, I have the mic. You have questions on any economic issues, anything that said, go for it. We're not here to talk about physical abuse.
You brought.
We're not talking about. Of course.
And let me show you his hearing, because I want to expose this thug to who he is.
You challenged
That's
him.
disrespectful.
All right. I don't care about respecting you at all. I
don't respect you at all.
So
All right, hold it.
let me
Hold it. No.
quit the Tough Guy Act and these Senate hearings. You know where to find me. Any place, anytime.
And be the first one to be trying to press charges on somebody. What the heck is going on?
Adults, we can finish it here.
Okay, that's fine. Perfect.
You want to do it now?
I'd love to do it right now.
Well, stand your butt up then.
You stand your butt up.
Oh, hold it. Oh, stop it.
Is that your solution, everybody?
No, sit down. Sit down. Okay. You know, you're a United States Senator. Sit down.
Active.
Oh, okay. Sit down, please.
All right.
Can I respond?
Hold it. If we can, no, I have the mic. I'm sorry.
This is what he said.
You'll have your time.
Okay. Can I respond?
Oh, no, you can't. This is a hearing. And God knows the American people have enough at
Thank you, Natural.
for Congress. That's not how it works.
Thank you, thank you.
Because you described yourself.
Hold it. You have the mic. You have time.
All right.
Make your statement.
Then let's do this, because I did challenge you and I accepted your challenge. And you went quiet.
Here,
You challenged
Okay,
me to a cage match.
I don't know. Oh, wow.
Iran did not push the death jabs on us. They just didn't. Iran does not control our banking system. They just don't. Iran is not the one crushing down on our First and Second Amendments. Iran did not push the death jabs on us. They just didn't. Iran does not control our banking system. They just don't. Iran is not the one crushing down on our First and Second Amendments. They just aren't. But Israel is, the Zionists are, more specifically. They are the ones attacking our freedom of speech. They are the ones that want to have police in the United States that will arrest people for saying what we're talking about right now. I literally had a Zionist last week, it's on the top of my X with his name, threaten to report me to Department of Homeland Security, his friends at Department of Homeland Security. Now, he threatened literally to use U.S. intelligence to come after me for saying stuff that he didn't like. That's the type of people we're dealing with. These are not our friends. Iran did not push the death jabs on us. They just didn't. Iran does not control our banking system.
It's getting ugly.
Iran is not the one.
I keep telling you that Israel's going to hit us with another false flag. Well, the FBI is notifying police in major cities, especially in blue states that Trump hates, that they should be on high alert for an attack on U.S. soil. Because Israel wants another 9/11 event so that we go over and attack Iran and put boots on the ground and die for Israel. And they hit that. I keep telling you that Israel's going to hit us with another false flag. Well, the FBI is notifying police in major cities, especially in blue states that Trump hates, that they should be on high alert for an attack on U.S. soil. Because Israel wants another 9/11 event so that we go over and attack Iran and put boots on the ground and die for Israel. And they hit that fucking gas reserve in Saudi Arabia. That wasn't Iran. That was Israel. They blew up that big thing in Saudi Arabia so that you get fucked over in the gas pump. They're trying to poke the fucking bear. It's Israel. If Iran doesn't claim it, or China, or Russia, or Korea doesn't claim whatever.
They not claiming it.
This is huge.
I keep telling you that
this is huge. A letter that Epstein wrote just days before his death has been released as part of the Epstein files, and in it, he says that Donald Trump loves young girls like he does.
She lost her bag of sex toys this time. And why would Corey Lewandowski...
Oh, is that what she lost?
Upset? Well, I mean, what? There's nothing shameful.
Oh, is that what she left on the plane? Her bag of
bag
blinkies.
Of sex toys this time. And why would Corey Lewandowski be so upset? Well, I mean, what? There's nothing shameful.
It wasn't her husband.
A bag.
Oh, the heifer lost her sex toys.
Your wife, or not your wife, your mistress needing a bag. I
didn't know the blinkies
was. Why would Corey Lewandowski be so upset? Well, I mean, what? There's nothing shameful about a bag.
I done had whips and...
Nothing shameful about your wife, or not your wife, your mistress needing a bag
of sex toys.
Santa's bag of sex toys? Why would that humiliate?
The Freakazoid had a bag of sex toys.
Why would he fire the pilot over Kristi Noem's alleged Santa's
Because they got his DNA on it.
Of sex toys?
Bye, y'all.
She lost her bag of sex toys this time.